limited time, you can upgrade your game ticket to a 600 Club ticket for just $15 and see what watching the game in total luxury is like. Beat the heat in the 600 Club Lounge with full bar service. Use the personal wait staff to enjoy your favorite ballpark food and beverages and take in an amazing view of the game from premium seating. Again, this offer is for a limited time only, so be sure to visit the ticket office behind section 119 right now.
Back at Chuck Chansey Park as we get set for the Memphis Redbirds and the Fresno Grizzlies. Time now for the starting lineups. First for the Memphis Redbirds, AAA affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals. They're 23-19, third place behind the Nashville Sounds, who most recently vacated the visiting dugout and clubhouse here at Chuck Chansey Park. That's in the PCL American Northern Division. They are 10-12 on the road. The Memphis Redbirds coming back, they're coming south from a series in Sacramento, which they took 3 of 4. For Memphis, as managed by Chris Maloney, it'll be Jim Rappaport, the center fielder, leading off, and then Tyler Green, the shortstop, batting second. Daniel Descaloso, the second baseman, bats third, and Alan Craig, the left fielder, bats fourth. Mark Hamilton bats fifth. He's the first baseman, and Ruben Gotay is the third baseman, batting sixth. Amori Kazana, the right fielder, bats seventh. And Matt Pugnazzi, the catcher, bats eighth. The pitcher, a right-hander, a record of 3-3 with a 4.50 earned run average, and batting ninth, Adam Otavina. Meanwhile, for the Fresno Grizzlies at 29-14, first place in the PCL Pacific Southern. 8.5 games ahead of Reno. As managed by Steve Decker, it'll be Brock Bond leading off and playing second base. Then Eugenio Velez playing center field, batting second. Buster Posey is the catcher. He bats third, and Brett Pill at first bats fourth. Ben Copeland is in right field, batting fifth. Tyler Graham, the left fielder, sixth. And Brad Boyer, the third baseman, bats seventh. Angel Baroa is the shortstop, and he bats eighth. And the pitcher, with 7 wins against just 1 loss, a 2.20 ERA. The right-hander is Eric Hacker, who, by the way, happens to be a switch hitter. So again, the defense for the Grizzlies: Graham in left, Velez in center, Copeland in right, Boyer at third, Baroa at short, Bond at second, Hill at first, Posey behind the plate, and Eric Hacker on the hill.
All right, Guy, thank you. We'll get this game underway in just a moment. Again, tomorrow, 12:05 first pitch, making the grade day, presented by Save Mart Supermarkets. Wednesday night, we're back to 7:05. And then Thursday, 12-ounce, $1 beer sold through the fifth inning. $1 sodas, 12-ounce, sold through the entire game. Again, that's Thursday, presented by Tecate. So some of the promotions for the 4-game series against the Memphis Redbirds. So here we go. On the mound tonight for the Fresno Grizzlies, right-hander Eric Hacker, a AAA best 7-1 record, 6th best ERA in the PCL at 2.20. And Jim Rappaport leads it off, and Eric Hacker out of the full windup in the first pitch of the ball game to Rappaport is a fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1, and we're underway. Lovely, crisp 71-degree evening here in late May from downtown Fresno. Hacker right back, and the 0-1 to Rappaport, swatted down the left field line, foul toward the concourse. Quickly 0-2. Jim Rappaport, 339 in 14 games with Memphis, a homer and 5 runs batted in. Guy that came up a few weeks ago from Double-A Springfield, where he was hitting .321 with the Cardinals. The wind by Hacker, and the 0-2 on the way, and Rappaport takes a curve low, 1-2. Entire diamond in shadows, all of left field in the shade, much of right field in the shade, but straightaway center, and all of right center still in the sun. The 1-2 from Eric Hacker, low and in, ball 2, 2-2. Eric Hacker grew up in Duncanville, Texas, right in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. 6'1", 210 pounds. 27 years old, first year in the Giants chain. The 2-2 on the way, and Rappaport swings, fly ball left field. Graham in the shade right there to make the catch. And that is the first out here on this Monday night. AAA Giants, AAA Cardinals.
Fans, the next time you need a haircut or need to buy salon quality hair products, be sure to stop by any Fresno Clovis Supercuts location. Supercuts is the official hairstylist of your Fresno Grizzlies. Would love to become your official hairstylist too. Go to supercuts.com to find the nearest salon to you.
All right, Tyler Green, right-handed batting shortstop at .295, 2 homers, 10 runs batted in. Green 1 for 4 yesterday with a double in that 14-3 Memphis loss at Sacramento. And the pitch from Hacker, strike 1 on the inside corner, 0-1. And this is a Memphis team that had a 7-game winning streak snapped yesterday, but did win the first 3 games of their series at Sacramento. The 0-1 from Hacker, and Green drops a bunt, third base side of the grass. Hacker off the hill quickly, fires to the first baseman Pill, and Green is retired, 2 down. So Hacker got off that mound quickly, read that ball well. And I'll tell you what, seems like this homestand, the Grizzly infielders, and I include the pitcher because once he releases the ball, he's an infielder, have been tested a lot in this series. A lot of infield hits for Nashville, and that one was an attempted infield hit by Green. Now here's the Bay Area product in Daniel Descalso, who grew up in Redwood City. And the pitch on the way from Hacker, and Descalso takes low, 1-0. And second player this homestand we have seen from the peninsula, Chuck Lofgren, the Sarah High School alum, we saw with Nashville the other day, and he's from Redwood City. The 1-0, Descalso, left-handed batter, takes a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Descalso, he didn't go to Sarah, but he ended up going to St. Francis of Mountain View, which is also in the West Coast at the Athletic League, West Catholic Athletic League, I should say. The pitch to Descalso, low, 2-1. Descalso, born in Redwood City, grew up in Redwood City, born in Redwood City, grew up in San Carlos. Almost flip a coin between the 2 towns down the peninsula, just south of San Francisco. 2-1 on the way, and Descalso, grew up an A's fan, takes inside, ball 3, 3-1 now. To Daniel Descalso, 272, a homer. And he has a Memphis best 33 runs batted in, which is tied for 4th most in the PCL. Eric Hacker out of the full windup, and the 3-1 to Descalso, and that's low inside, ball 4. So he draws a walk, has some friends and family, I can tell. A little cheering section right behind the Memphis third base dugout. In fact, big series for a lot of these Memphis players who have several California ties, if you will. Descalso from the Bay Area, Alan Craigs from the Los Angeles region, Rappaport grew up in Northridge, Evan McLean, who we're going to see here tomorrow as a starter, and Wednesday we'll see him as a starter. He's from Chico. So now Alan Craig, power hitting right-handed left fielder, takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. And Eric Hacker, brief big league time last year with Pittsburgh after spending about 8 seasons in the minor leagues with the Yankees. Outfield deep and straight away for Craig. Wide open stance. Descalso at first, and Hacker misses inside for a ball, 1-1. And a lot of you know the story about Hacker. He had to miss a couple of seasons in the Yankee system. One because of Tommy John surgery, the other because of shoulder problems. Lead at first by Descalso, and Craig swings in a high drive center field. Sends Velez going back into that sun, and so is that ball gone. Well, Alan Craig, I said power hitting outfielder, and I did not lie. Memphis 2 runs home here in the top of the first. Craig's second homer of 2010, RBIs 15 and 16 for Craig, who went to school at Cal Berkeley. And that is the first home run allowed by Eric Hacker this season.
First baseman Mark Hamilton.
And all this starting on the 2-out walk to Descalso. And sun or no sun out in straightaway center. There was no chance for anybody to get that ball. So now another power hitter, and Mark Hamilton, left-handed batter, big left-handed batter, takes low ball 1-0. Hamilton, 6'4", 210 pounds. Grew up in the Baltimore area, went to school at Tulane. 269 for Hamilton, 3 homers, 18 RBIs, and he swings and hits this one sharply past the second baseman Bond and on into right field, a base hit. So 3 straight 2-out batters have reached against Hacker. And now here's the third baseman, the veteran Ruben Gotay.
Batting 6.
Chris Maloney is the third base coach and manager for Memphis. Man that has spent a lot of time on and off in the Cardinals chain as a manager or a coach. I've known Chris a long time. Knew Chris when he managed at Arkansas when it was a Cardinals farm club back in 2000, and certainly have known Chris through his years with Memphis, and also when he went to the Astro system for 3 years when he managed New Orleans. So now Gotay, the Puerto Rico native, and he takes inside ball 1-0. Switch hitter bats left-handed, 266 for Gotay. Team high 5 homers. He and Brian Anderson share the team high in homers with 5. Gotay 23 RBIs. Hamilton at first base is yet to attempt to steal this year, and Gotay whacks this one onto the right field, a base hit. In the shadows to glove it, the right fielder Copeland gets it back in toward the second base area where it's grabbed by the shortstop Baroa. So Hacker having a tough go of it, trying to get the final out of this top of the first. 2 runs home for Memphis on the home run by Craig. And now here is the Cuban native, the right fielder Inamori Kazana. And the catcher Posey out to talk to Hacker, who again pitched beautifully as he has much of this year.
Batting 7, number 23.
In his last outing at Oklahoma.
Kazana.
Hacker in his last start, that was the final game of the series in which the Grizzlies swept the Red Hawks. Hacker in the win went 7 shutout innings, gave up just 4 hits, 2 walks, and he struck out 4. Now Kazana, a guy that can really get hold of a ball, and he takes a big swing and a tapper foul toward third. And the count is at no balls and a strike to Kazana, who, like a lot of the Cuban defectors, now lives in Miami. But guy that mentioned has a couple of home runs, but has been known, from what I hear, to display a lot of pop. Hamilton at second, Gotay at first. Memphis 2, top of the first inning, and Kazana takes low ball 1 from Hacker. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eric Hacker, fastball, curveball, slider change, about 90 to 94 on the radar. Matt Pagnazzi waits on deck. Memphis 2 runs home here in the top of the first inning. And Eric Hacker look back at second base, now delivers the 1-1, and Kazana takes a curve low, ball 2, 2-1. So again, the Redbirds took 3 of 4 up in Sacramento. The first 3 games, Sacramento was outscored 31-4. Memphis won on Thursday night 13-3. They won 9-2 on Friday, 9-0 Saturday, but then yesterday had the tables turned on them, lost 14-3. 2-1 to Kazana, swinging a high pop-up foul right side toward the roof.
There's another
strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Bring your foul ball to the courtesy booth to get your coupons.
And the Grizzlies and Redbirds only meet 4 games a year during the regular season. So no regular season trip to Memphis this year for Fresno. So we will go there next season, barring perhaps a championship series get-together. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. And Kazana swings and grounds this one onto the right field, a base hit. Chris Maloney's going to wave Hamilton to the plate. The throw from the right fielder Copeland is very high. Hamilton slides in safely. Everybody moves up 2 bases. Gotay goes to third, and Kazana will get credit for a single to right. He'll take second on the throw. 16th run batted in for Kazana, and Eric Hacker just cannot get the final out of this first inning. 5 straight Redbirds have reached, and they have 3 runs home here in the top of the first.
And all 3 of these consecutive singles have gone between Bond, the second baseman, and Pill, the first baseman. Not to say that either could have done anything about it. They couldn't have, but same spot.
So now Pagnazzi, a guy that's been with Memphis on and off the last several years, and he takes low ball 1-1-0. Casey Mosier is the crew chief. He calls balls and strikes. Mike Lusky is the first base umpire. And around at third is umpire Tyler Funneman. We just saw this crew last week in Oklahoma City. 1-0 count to Pagnazzi, and even 200 so far. Runners at second and third, and he takes low 2-0. Now, I realize the Grizzlies haven't even been to bat yet. But here we are in the top of the first. This is a very important batter because if Pagnazzi comes through with a hit to the outfield, all of a sudden you're looking at a 5-run first inning. It's already a 3-run first for the Redbirds. And the 2-0 on the way, and Pagnazzi is swinging a tapper foul to the backstop, 2-1.
Well, and of course it would mean that the pitcher would bat in this inning as opposed to forcing him to lead off the second.
Ottavino, the pitcher, waiting on deck. These two teams split the 4 games last year at Memphis. Grizzlies won the first and the last game of that series at AutoZone Park. Gotai's at third, Kazana's at second. And Hacker from the first base side of the rubber deals. Pagnazzi takes a curve that hits the inside corner for a strike, and the count is at 2-2. Pagnazzi, 21 games. We mentioned a 200 clip, no homers, and he has 3 runs batted in. He's the nephew of former St. Louis Cardinal catcher Tom Pagnazzi. Hacker just trying to get out of this inning. It's become tough for him after getting the first 2 outs. Pagnazzi takes a bender inside, a fastball now 3-2. Rather laborious first inning after he got the first 2 outs pretty easily. It was Descalso who got things started with a 2-out walk. Craig, the 2-run homer. Hamilton, Gotai, and Kazana all single to right. Kazana's single produced a run. Memphis 3, Fresno yet to bat. Top of the first. And Hacker's payoff pitch, and Pagnazzi is swinging a little tapper back of the plate. Count holds at 3-2. Grizzlies in the button-down black shirts tonight. F and the G intertwined in white. Orange stripes down the side of the shirt, or down the middle of the shirt. Orange numeral in the back. White pants, black shoes, black socks, black cap with the orange letter F. Memphis in the button-down red shirts. Redbirds spelled across the front in navy blue. Navy blue numeral on the left side of the shirt. Gray pants. Red socks, red shoes with the navy blue caps tonight. The 3-2. Pagnazzi takes strike 3 on the inside corner, and he is out. Like a breaking ball there, got him. And Hacker has his first strikeout tonight, but not before. Memphis strikes for 3 runs, all starting with 2 out, nobody on. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. After half an inning tonight, Memphis 3, Fresno coming up 790 ESPN The News.
Grizzlies baseball on ABC 30 is sponsored by Clark Pest Control.
On the mound tonight for the Memphis Redbirds with a 3-run lead on which to work is right-hander Adam Ottavino, who comes in at 3-3 with an ERA at 4.5, makes his 8th appearance all. As a starter, Brock Bond gets it started, and Velez and Posey, and Ottavino first pitch to Brock Bond, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Memphis 3, Fresno nothing. Bottom of the first inning. Brock Bond, switch hitter, bats left-handed at 294, and Ottavino deals fastball high. 1-1. 294, no homers. And he has 13 runs batted in. Third baseman Gotai on the lip of the grass. Outfield around to the left, and Bond made a motion of fastball, taken high, 2-1. Adam Ottavino, former #1 pick by St. Louis. He has never been to the big leagues. Grew up in Brooklyn, went to school in Boston, the 2-1. And that's line foul to the backstop left side, 2-2. Ottavino went to school at Northeastern. First round pick by the Cardinals in 2006. And a guy that came close to making the big club out of spring training. Big guy, 6'5", 230 pounds. 2-2 on the way to Bond, and he goes around to the fastball up and away, strike 3. And he is out, 1 down. And here's Eugenio Velez, 3-0 Memphis.
Doug Frito's brand is bringing hometown fans a chance to get in the game and become a minor league GM. You can win air transportation for 2 hotels, great seats, $1,500, and a chance to sit in on team meetings. Go to MILB.com/Fritos. No purchase is necessary. Open only to legal residents of any of the 15 United States or D.C., 18 or older. Void where prohibited. Sweepstakes end June 27th.
Eugenio Velez, the center fielder, stands in, and Ottavino comes home, and Velez pokes one in the air foul toward the Superview seats, left side 0-1. Memphis 3, Fresno nothing. Bottom of the first, Steve Decker is the Fresno third base coach and manager. And over at first base is the hitting instructor, Ken Joyce. Velez, switch hitter, hits left-handed, .273, no homers, and an RBI. Outfield around to the left, and Ottavino deals, swung on, chopper to second base. To his right to Scalzo, and he'll throw to Hamilton at first. And quickly 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. And feel free to join us online tonight, Grizz Radio, Grizz, Grizz Radio at AOL.com. You can email us or instant message us. Now Buster Posey with Memphis up 3-0. Bats at .327, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. He is 9th best in the Pacific Coast League in average. Posey 1 for 6 yesterday with a run scored, and he takes outside 1-0. Now Ottavino faced Fresno last year and beat the Grizzlies 6-3 August 20th last year in Memphis, but Posey had 2 hits against him in that game. The 1-0 swing and a little tapper toward third on the grass, and all Goat Guy can do is try and barehand it, and he can't. And Posey is safe at first. An infield single for Buster Posey. First hit, first base runner tonight for Fresno. 3-0 Memphis. Here's Brett Pill. But Posey in that game against Ottavino was 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. Only one other guy in the lineup tonight played in that game against Ottavino last August, and that was Ben Copeland. So now Brett Pill, who is hitting cleanup tonight with Joe Borchard getting the night off. Pill digs in at .281, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs. Posey at first being held on by Hamilton, and Brett takes a high fastball from Ottavino, 1-0. Ottavino, a fastball, 90-96, curveball and a changeup. And a guy that pitched extremely well against Tacoma in his last start. 6 2/3 no-hit innings to begin that game. The 1-0 on the way to Pill. Breaking ball hits the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. But overall, Ottavino en route to the win against the Rainiers. 7 innings, gave up just 1 hit, 1 run earned. That 1 hit, Brad Nelson home run for Tacoma. Outfield deep and straight away for Pill, and the 1-1 to Britt. Breaking ball low outside, ball 2. 2-1 now. But again, Ottavino's never been to the big leagues. Second year with Memphis. Last season with the Redbirds was 7-12 with an ERA at 4.75 in 27 games, all as a starter. Posey a very small lead at first. Hamilton holds him on, and the 2-1 from Ottavino. Pill rips one down the left field side, foul, strike 2 into the stands. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Memphis 3, Fresno nothing. Bottom of the first. Ottavino, guy that also has been in the World Baseball Classic last year, represented Italy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Pill, swung on, and a tapper toward short. Green to his left. Underhand toss to the second baseman to Scalzo. And that forces Posey with a slide, 6-4. And that completes the first inning. Grizzlies do not score. 1 hit, 1 left, done with 1 tonight. Visitors from the banks of the Mississippi 3. Central Valley residents nothing. 790 ESPN The Deuce.
Batting ninth for Memphis, number 22, pitcher Adam Ottavino.
On we go to the second inning tonight. Memphis 3, Fresno nothing. Doug Greenwald, Guy Haberman, 790, ESPN The Deuce. And the Memphis pitcher, Adam Ottavino, will lead it off. It'll be Ottavino, and then the top of the order for Rappaport and Green, 9-1-2 to face Eric Hacker, whose first pitch to the left-handed batting Ottavino was taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So he's a left-handed batter despite being a right-handed pitcher. Ottavino 2 for 6 this year. Both hits have been singles. The 0-1 on the way, and he swings late at a high fastball, misses strike 2. And the count is a no balls and 2 strikes. Now, last season against Fresno, Ottavino had a 2 for 3 game, including a 2-run single in his win at AutoZone Park. The 0-2 from Eric Hacker, and Ottavino takes up and away ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Memphis. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Fresno. Just about the entire field now in shadows, and the 1-2 on the way, and Ottavino takes a curve low. 2-2. Ottavino in that ball game beat Ramon Ortiz. So Ottavino worked 8 1/3 innings against the Grizzlies last year in that win, giving up 3 runs and all earned and 3 strikeouts. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch, up and in, ball 3 now from Hacker. 3-2. Again, all 3 Memphis runs in the first inning came with 2 out and nobody on, starting on a walk to Descalso. And now the full count pitch to Ottavino, swing and a chopper up along first foul. And the count holds at 3-2. Mentioned Chris Maloney coaching over at third base, the manager for Memphis. And Mark Shorey, not in the lineup tonight, outfielder for Memphis. Although he had to pitch yesterday in that blowout loss, he's coaching at first. Again, the 3-2. Ottavino takes up and away, ball 4. Now Hacker loses the opposing pitcher. It's sort of a double whammy there where A, you walk the leadoff guy, and B, it's the opposing pitcher in Ottavino, who ends up walking for the first time this year. Ottavino walked 3 times last year. So now for the second time tonight, Memphis will go to the top of its order for the center fielder in Jim Rappaport. He flied to left field to open the ball game. Now Ottavino at first base. Pill will hold him on. And the pitch on the way to Rappaport, and that's inside ball 1 to the Stanford alum. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Rappaport 1 for 4 yesterday up in Sacramento, was 6 for 17 in that series against the River Cats with a couple of RBIs. Again at .321 at Double-A Springfield this year. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Swung on, and that's blooped down to center field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Ottavino up to second. He'll stop there, and Rappaport has himself a single. So first and second, nobody out now against Hacker. 5 hits for the Redbirds. And now the shortstop, and Tyler Green stands in. Green was out 1-3 trying to bunt back in the first inning. And Green's been up in the big leagues last couple of seasons for St. Louis. Guy who at one time was really supposed to have stuck up there with the Cardinals. Green just back from St. Louis, been back for about 6 games, 9 hits in that span. This year with the Cardinals, .231 with 1 homer and 3 RBIs. Meanwhile, Posey out to have a quick visit with Hacker, with Descalso waiting on deck. So again, 12:05 first pitch tomorrow. Making the grade day presented by Save Mart, and then we're back to 7:05 Wednesday and 7:05 on Thursday. And then we'll go to Salt Lake Friday. Outfield medium depth straight away. 3-0 Memphis, and Green swings and loops one down the right field side, foul, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and a strike to Tyler Green. Again, Memphis coming in just every other year to Chick-Chancey Park. Green, a first-round pick by the Cardinals in 2005. Now, last year was his first year in the big leagues. Ottavino at second, Rappaport at first, and Green looks at a strike on the inside corner from Hacker, strike 2, 0-2. Green played his college baseball at Georgia Tech. Grew up in the Miami area, grew up in Plantation, Florida. Runners at first and second. And the 0-2 pitch, and Green takes a breaking ball low and in, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Tyler Green, a guy you want to keep off the bases, does have very good speed. Hacker would like to get a ground ball right here. One of his infielders walked the pitcher out of Ottavino to lead off this inning, then allowed the single to Rappaport. First and second, nobody out on the 1-2 pitch, and Green swings and misses. Fastball down and in, strike 3, and he is out, 1 down. And here's Descalso.
To ensure that Tecate Light remains true to its Mexican cerveza roots, please do not refer to Tecate Light as light beer. Tecate Light's Mexican flavor and attitude are much too bold to be referred to as a normal light beer. Experience the difference between beer and cerveza. Tecate Light, Mexico's #1 Cerveza Light.
Now, Descalso got that 3-run rally started with 2 out in the first on a walk. Left-handed batter. Runners lead at first and second, and the pitch, and Descalso takes up and away for a ball, 1-0. Mentioned Descalso and his Bay Area ties, having gone to school at St. Francis of Mountain View. It's the same school that produced Eric Burns. I guess we could say now former Major League outfielder Eric Burns. But Descalso went to college at UC Davis. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at first and second, and the pitch, and he takes low and in for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Memphis 3, Fresno 0, top of the second. Descalso made it to AAA last year. Was a 3rd-round pick by the Cardinals out of Davis in 2007. Was a member of Team USA in the Baseball World Cup last September, where his team won a gold medal. Runners at first and second, and the 2-0 from Hacker. Descalso swings on a chopper towards second, playing back on the high hop Bond, and he'll throw just in time to the shortstop Baroa to get a force on the sliding Rappaport. An awfully close play right there at second base. Ottavino moves to third. Rappaport is forced 4-6. Descalso becomes the base runner at first. 2 down. Memphis 3, Fresno 0. Top of the second inning. And here's the left fielder, Alan Craig. Well, it was Craig who got the scoring started with a 2-run homer to center field in the first. Right, 1/3 of the Memphis lineup is a snap throw to first and back safely with a dive is Descalso. 1/3 of the Memphis lineup went to college in Northern California. Descalso, UC Davis. Craig at Cal. And Rappaport went to Stanford. Craig's home run was to straightaway center in the first, and he takes a breaking ball low from Hacker, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, with Mark Hamilton waiting on deck. Ottavino led off with a walk. He's at third. Descalso reached on a force. He's at first. Descalso 2 steals and 4 tries this year. The 1-0 on the way, and that's a curve in the dirt, ball 2 from Eric Hacker. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, Memphis won 3 of 4 at Sacramento, and they came in last night. Pretty much Memphis and Nashville, I'd have to think, passed each other on Highway 99. Both left after their respective games yesterday. 2 balls, no strikes, the count to Craig. In big league time this year with St. Louis, and he breaks his bat and a little looper out in the shallow left field, and that's going to fall in for a hit. Ottavino will score. Descalso motoring to third, and the throw not in time from the left fielder Graham. And Alan Craig already with 3 RBIs tonight, just his first 2 innings. Makes it now 4-0 Memphis. So the leadoff walk to the pitcher ends up hurting Hacker. Descalso motors first to third, and Craig, 3 RBIs already for him this evening, gives him 17 now this year. So 4-0 in favor of Memphis. And all the Memphis runs so far coming with 2 out. And now here's Mark Hamilton with runners at the corners. I honestly can't remember the last time the Grizzlies were down by as many as 4 runs. Last time they're down by as many as 3 runs was their 3-0 loss in New Orleans. So now Hamilton, and Hacker's pitch, and Mark Hamilton takes a strike on the inside corner. And the count is at no balls and a strike. I guess it was the game against Salt Lake here a few weeks ago, which Salt Lake beat Fresno 8-1. So it's been just over 2 weeks to find the last time the Grizzlies were down by as many as 4 runs. No balls, 1 strike to count. And the kick and the pitch, and Hamilton swings and a high, deep drive to right field. And Fresno is now down by 7 runs. No doubt about that for Mark Hamilton, well out into the right field bleachers. 7-0 Memphis. So Hacker, who had not allowed a home run until the first inning tonight when Craig went deep, now has allowed a pair of homers in as many innings. Well out into the right field stands for Hamilton, his 4th homer of the year, RBIs 19, 20, and 21. So 7-0 now Memphis. And here's Ruben Gotay. He singled to right in the first inning. Outfield medium depth straightaway. And Eric Hacker kicks and delivers, and Gotay takes down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Well, it's only the second inning, folks. No balls, 1 strike the count.
There you go.
And the pitch on the way. Gotay takes a curve up and away, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it's also frustrating is that both these rallies have started on walks.
The first inning with 2 outs.
1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, and Gotay, a grounder foul up along first.
And in this inning to the pitcher.
1-2. So all 7 runs coming with 2 out, and both rallies beginning with a walk. So Hacker, who coming into tonight had only allowed 11 earned runs over 8 outings. He's giving up now 7 runs in just an inning and 2/3. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kazana on deck, and the pitch to Gotay, fastball up and away. Ball 2 to the former Atlanta Brave, and Ruben Gotay, who last year in a game here at Chukchansi Park grounded into a triple play against grounded into a triple play while Gotay was playing for Reno. And around the horn triple play, the Grizzlies turned on Gotay, a 5-4-3 job. 2-2 from Hacker. Gotay drives one down the left field line, foul. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7-0 Memphis, top of the second inning. Hacker from the first base side of the rubber. Black glove in front of his face, now out of the full windup. And the 2-2 pitch. Gotay takes low and in, ball 3 now. 3-2. After this series, we mentioned the Grizzlies go to Salt Lake. Memphis will head home to play Albuquerque. 3-2 the count. And the payoff on the way, and Gotay swings and rips this one fair past the first base bag and on down the right field line. That'll rattle around toward the tarp. Hustling to pick it up is Copeland. Gotay round second. He's going to try for third, and he will make it easily standing up as the throw comes in. Ball goes over the mound and over toward the third base line, where it's picked up ultimately by Boyer. So Ruben Gotay has a triple. And once again, Hacker having a tough time getting the last out of an inning. 3 straight 2-out runners have reached. In the first inning, it was 5 straight batters who reached with 2 out.
Become a fan on Facebook and follow @Fresno Grizzlies on Twitter.
Just about to reach 60 pitches. Is going to get a visit from pitching coach Pat Rice. Nobody warming in the Grizzlies bullpen. 8 hits already for Memphis, and Grizzlies pitching, which really has been very good this year. Yesterday allowed 17 hits in Nashville, although we talked about that, where a lot of those hits are just little bleeders and little nubbers, but not the case tonight. And the 8 hits allowed by Hacker, the most he's given up in a game this year. Pat Rice on his way back to the Grizzly first base dugout. And now here is Kazana, who had an RBI single to right in the first inning. Memphis 7, Fresno nothing. Top of the second inning. Still plenty of daylight here in Fresno on this Monday night. Lights are on here at Chukchansi Park. Specks of sun splashing along the center field fence, where it's 400 feet from home plate. Runner at third's Gotay, and Kazana looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 324 to left field, 385 to left center. Again, 400 to straightaway center, 385 to right center, 335 down the right field line with a 4-foot porch. The 0-1 swung on and lined past Hacker and into center field, a base hit. And in to score easily from third, standing up is Gotay. 8-0 Memphis. Kazana back-to-back innings in which he is an RBI single. It's his 17th run batted in.
Catcher Matt Pagnozzi.
Now all this starting on the leadoff walk to the pitcher in Ottavino. A 5-run second inning for Memphis. 8-0 Redbirds. And now here's Pagnazzi. He's the 9th man to bat in his second inning. He struck out looking in the top of the first, and he swings and pops one up foul right side. Strike one, 0-1. Well, we talked about this in the during the Nashville series. We were paying attention to the games up in Sacramento, and we mentioned Memphis put a hurting on Sacramento, the 0-1, and Pagnazzi is swinging and missing a slider. Strike two, 0-2. We mentioned Memphis scored 31 runs over the first 3 games of the series, scored 34 runs for the entire series. So you factor that, that's just over 8 runs a game Memphis scored over the 4 games. Well, look at what they have now, already 8 runs here in the second inning. The 0-2 pitch, and that is high for a ball, 1-2. And the man that led this whole inning off, Ottavino, the pitcher, waits on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count with 2 out. Joe Patterson, meanwhile, the left-hander, getting loose in the Grizzlies' right field bullpen. The 1-2 from Hacker. Pagnazzi takes a curve low, 2-2. But the Redbirds, first game of the Sacramento series, won 13-3. That was Thursday. Then Friday won 9-2. Saturday won 9-0, and then yesterday, Redbirds lost 14-3. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Pagnazzi takes low and in. Ball 3, and the count is now at 3-2. With 3-2 and 2 outs, Kazana will be off automatically. They've yet to put the 8th run on the board for Memphis, unless I'm doing my math wrong, which might be the case. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There goes Kazana. The payoff. Pagnazzi is swinging a miss at a curve. Strike 3. And he is out. Second time he struck out. 3rd strikeout for Hacker. But again, the damage more than done. 5 more runs for Memphis here in the second inning. On, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 5 hits. No errors and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. Memphis 8, Fresno nothing. 790 ESPN The Deuce. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Memphis 8, Fresno nothing. And Ben Copeland, Grizzly center fielder, looks outside. Ball 1, 1-0 from Adam Ottavino, who comes back. And Copeland takes strike 1 on the inside corner, 1-1. Copeland, Graham Boyer, 5-6-7 to face Ottavino. Has an 8-run lead in which to work. And the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, and Copeland looks up and away. Ball 2, 2-1. Copeland did not play yesterday. 257, no homers, and 12 runs batted in. And Copeland played in that game against Ottavino last year in Memphis. On the 2-1 pitch, fastball, 91 miles an hour, swung on a miss. Strike 2, pitch on the outer half of the plate, 2-2. Copeland had a double against Ottavino in that ball game, in which he went 1 for 4. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul to the backstop at 94 miles an hour. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Memphis. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Fresno. Well, again, one of these situations, if you're the Grizzlies, obviously you're more than likely not going to get 8 runs back at once. The 2-2 on the way, and that's inside, 3-2. But it's so early in the game that, yeah, maybe you get 3 runs back here, a couple runs later, but all the while, try holding down this Memphis ball club. That has not been easy tonight. Payoff on the way from Ottavino, and Copeland swings and lifts this one high in the air in the center field, drifting back Rappaport, and the Stanford alum will be there in front of the track, and he makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Tyler Graham, 8-0 Memphis.
Coming up Thursday, June 17th, it's Ladies' Night Out at Chuck Chansey Park. Number of packages available, a $25 package, a $10 package as well, with part of that money going as a donation to the Marjorie Mason Center. For more information, contact Taylor Woods.
Here's Tyler Graham, and he looks at a first pitch fastball, strike 1, 0-1.
The phone number for Taylor Woods, 320-2510. That's 320-2510. Ladies' Night Out, June 17th.
0-1 on the way. Graham looks up and away. Ball 1, 1-1. Tyler Graham comes in at 405. He's 17 for 42. No homers, 6 runs batted in. Scored the game-tying run in the 10th inning yesterday after coming through with an infield single The 1-1 to Graham, swung on, chopped toward second. Descalso to his right, scampers to get it, and he'll throw to Hamilton at first, and Graham retired. 2 away. Bottom of the second. Now Brad Boyer comes up. 8-0 Memphis against Adam Ottavino. We mentioned came close to making the Cardinals out of spring training as a reliever. And here's a guy who has been exclusively a starter in pro ball. All 92 of Ottavino's professional regular season appearances, now it's coming into this year, have been as starters. Has been as a starter. Tonight is his 100th professional appearance as he misses inside to Boyer. Ball 1-1-0. Boyer game-tying single in the 10th inning yesterday, and he takes outside ball 2-0. Brad Boyer, 196 in his 23 Fresno games, no homers, 5 RBIs, and getting his first start in a while since he'd been on the DL with a right knee injury. The 2-0 is inside. 3-0 with the shortstop, Angel Baroa, waiting on deck. Memphis, 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Fresno, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Infield well around to the right. And Ottavino's 3-0, and Boyer takes up and away, ball 4. Well, 2-out walk. We'll see if that jump starts the Grizzlies here, and now Baroa stands in. But Cardinals pitching coach Dave Duncan talking about Ottavino as a middle reliever. This during spring training, Duncan said, "We've got to pay attention to what he's done. I felt like at the beginning of spring he was getting real close to turning the corner, controlling his delivery. He's had some problems with his mechanics, Ottavino, during his pro days, and went to school at Northeastern. And the pitch to Baroa, fastball taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. And one time Ottavino would raise his hands above his head as part of his delivery. And other times he would go with more of a sling delivery. He works from the set position, and the 0-1 to Baroa. Fastball hits the outside corner at 95 miles an hour, 0-2.
Yeah, 95 miles an hour. This one seems to be working okay.
Now Ottavino, the report on him, 90 to 96. Also a curveball and a changeup. 0-2 the count to Baroa. And the pitch to Angel, line foul toward the 600 club, right side, into the second deck, 0-2.
And Doug, you mentioned the number of different things that Ottavino has tried in his windup mechanically. What he does right now, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just a leg kick, bring the arm back, and bring it forward. Now, obviously, it's more complicated than that, but it's one of the simpler motions that we've seen, I think.
0-2 pitch is in the dirt, and that skips by the catcher Pagnazzi to the backstop. And Boyer will move up to second base, standing up. Memphis 8, Fresno nothing. That'll be a wild pitch charged to Ottavino, who's had some trouble in the past with his command. Now last year we mentioned Ottavino ending up with a respectable record. I say respectable at 7-12. It was respectable because he started 1-9 last year. A 1-2 on the way, and that swung on and hit right up the center of the diamond. Base hit. Rounding third is Boyer, and he will score easily standing up. Baroa in RBI single, his 3rd run batted in with Fresno. Now it's a start. It's 8-1 now, and I think that's an important run. As I said, we're very early in this game. And okay, it's 8-0, but there's a long way to go. And maybe the bad innings are out of Hacker's system. He'll come up now. Have the Grizzlies at least get on the board.
Number 21.
So the 2-out walk, the wild pitch, the single to center by Baroa. Now Hacker, who's a good hitting pitcher, left-handed batter, switch hitter batting left-handed. And Ottavino's pitch, and Hacker looks up and away, ball 1-1-0. Actually talked to Eric Hacker before the ball game tonight, and he was excited about getting to face Ottavino, a guy that throws hard. The 1-0 on the way, and Eric is swinging a miss at a fastball, 94 miles an hour, 1-1. Now again, normally I don't talk to the starting pitcher the 90 pitches, but if he starts the conversation, that's fair game. And Hacker, again, a switch hitter, who this year with Fresno does have 3 hits. He's 3 for 12. The 1-1 on the way, swinging a foul to the backstop. Strike 2, 1-2. Memphis 8, Fresno 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Hacker telling me that he learned to switch hit when he was a freshman in high school. His dad got him into switch hitting, much like Brock Bond, Grizzlies second baseman. His dad got him into switch hitting. Maroa at first base, and the 1-2 on the way, and Hacker takes strike 3. Fastball the outside corner, and he is out. Second strikeout for Ottavino, but the Grizzlies do get on the board. 2-out RBI single by Maroa. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 left. After 2 from Chachansey Park on this Monday. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, 790 ESPN. Ledoux.
Leading off for Memphis in the top of the third, number 22, pitcher Adam Ottavino.
We go to the third inning. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, and for the play-by-play, here's Guy.
All right, and for the second time, Adam Ottavino, the pitcher, leads off an inning, and this time hits a high bouncer to Brock Bond to his right on a hop. Picks it up and throws Ottavino out at first. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third. 8-1, Grizzlies trail as Memphis bats, and for the third time at the top of the order for Jim Rappaport. So Hacker feels good to get a quick pitch out after throwing over 70 pitches in the first couple innings. And now Rappaport, who is 1 for 2, and a single and a fly out to left. A left-hander in the third inning, and batting for the third time already tonight. Over at third base, Brad Boyer comes just back of the bag, and the pitch from Hacker is up high, 1-0.
Chachansey's Amazing Car Giveaway starts the summer season off with tons of cash and amazing prizes. Start earning your entries right now to win thousands in cash or even a new Chevy Silverado or Chevy Tahoe. There's more than $200,000 to be won at Chachansey in May. More winners, more often. Chachansey and you, a winning combination.
Tyler Green, the number 2 hitter on deck. And the 1-0 pitch from Eric Hacker is taken for a ball. And the count evens at 2-0. 8-1, 3 runs in the first, 5 in the second for Memphis. Hacker on the 2-0, and this ball is popped up on the infield. Hacker's pointing at it. Coming behind the mound, it's Angel Baroa calling for it loudly, and he makes the catch now on the grass in front of second base for the second out. And so, Doug, talk about Grizzlies trailing by 8, getting a run now, trailing by 7.
Number 35, shortstop.
The key to scoring that 1 run is to not giving it back then in the third inning and thinking, all right, we'll get a couple more here and there and right back in it. A 1-2-3 inning would go a long way, not only for Hacker's confidence, I think, but would add maybe a few more innings to the first 2 innings. Would look like maybe it would have to be a bullpen kind of day as Hacker delivers a strike to Green, and it's 0-1. Green is 0 for 2. Tried to lay down a bunt in the first. Struck out in the second. Swings here and lifts one high in the air towards the corner in right field. Racing over the right fielder, Copeland. That ball's going to bounce, hit the top of the 4-foot wall, and then skip into the seats. And it's a double for Tyler Green. And now, as a team, with their 10th hit, Redbirds have hit for the cycle today.
Number 13.
That's the first double already with 2 home runs, a triple. And now a runner at second base with 2 outs for Daniel Descalso, who has walked and reached on a fielder's choice.
Well, again, it's 2 outs.
Yep. Descalso scored 2 runs. He's the number 3 hitter. And Descalso takes inside. Fastball at 88, and it's 1-0. 2 quick outs in the first inning, and then a walk, home run, 3 singles in a row. Later, the Grizzlies trailed 3-0. Hacker looks at second base at Green, and from the stretch, the righty throws, and this ball grounded sharply. A dive, the second baseman, Brock Bond, onto the grass, up from his stomach, and throws onto first to throw out Descalso. Nice play by Brock Bond. And a double results in no runs for Memphis here at the top of the third inning. A hit, but a man left. Down to the bottom of the third, Grizzlies trail 8-1 on 790 ESPN The News. Brock Bond leads off in the bottom of the third inning, and Bond takes a first pitch ball from Adam Ottavino. And it's 1-0. Quickly Ottavino throws, and that one's low at 92 miles an hour. 2-0. Bond, Eugenio Velez, Buster Posey. Grizzlies trailing 8-1 in the bottom of the third inning. Bond is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And the 2-0 pitch. And Bond takes a strike at 94, and it's now 2-1. Brett Pill due up 4th in the inning. Bond at 292 this year, and Ontivio throws, and that ball is swung on and fouled off at the plate. And it's now 2-2.
Talked to Brock before the game tonight. I grew up in St. Louis, grew up a big Cardinals fan.
The 2-2 pitch to Bond. And that's up high from Ottavino, and it's now full.
And I was doing the math. I was looking at the leagues Brock had played in as a Giant farmhand. First time ever he's faced a Cardinal affiliate.
His allegiance on the line, and he swings here and lifts the 3-2 down the line. Foul. Adding on the Redbird bullpen. The count stays at 3-2.
And he told me he had actually thought about that before the game. He says, yeah, no, I definitely know that this is the first time that the South Atlantic League, the Cardinals aren't in there. And Cardinals certainly don't have a team in the California League. And they don't in the Eastern League anymore. So it's the first time that Bond has ever faced an affiliate of the, at least of a team that he's, for which he's grown up rooting.
Again, the 3-2 pitch to Brock Bond, and this time he takes inside for a ball, a leadoff walk for the Grizzlies here in the 3rd inning. Bond aboard for Eugenio Velez.
At Save Mart, value is more than just incredible prices. It's about bringing you quality products your family deserves. Go to www.savemart.com, build a shopping list, get up to $100 in online coupons. That's www.savemart.com.
So here's Eugenio Velez, who grounded to second base his first time with Brock Bond on at first. And the pitch to Velez, switch hitter batting left-handed, swung on and fouled back to the screen. And it's 0-1. Well, I think we're chuckling for the same reasons. As Bond jogged on down to first, the song played here over the loudspeakers, "Walkin' in Memphis." By
Mark Cohn?
Yes. Nicely done. Can't get anything by you.
It's a good song.
It's catchy. Here's the 0-1 to Velez, and that's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Now, we know that our director of in-game entertainment, Krista Boyd, who, by the way, is a Cardinals fan.
No.
Even though I know she's rooting for the Grizzlies, but she is a Cardinals fan and even knows some of these Redbirds, was waiting all season to play, and really the last year since Memphis wasn't here last year, to play that song.
Ottavino, a long set, and the 0-2 to Velez is up high. A fastball at 95, and it's 1-2.
And that even caught the eye of a few of the Redbirds. They were looking up at the sound booth.
I wouldn't mind hearing it a few more times before this day's done. Posey is on deck, 8-1. Grizzlies are trailing here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Brock Bond takes his lead over at first base. Adam Ottavino peeks over his shoulder, and now the righty throws home, and Velez swings and chops one off in front of the Grizzly first base dugout. 1-2. Velez stepped into the box for a moment, immediately stepped out. Now he's back in, with Bond, who has good speed, being held on at first by Mark Hamilton. The pitch, and Velez takes low, and the count is now 2-2. No outs here at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Grizzlies trail 8-1. Velez 9 hits this year in 34 at-bats in AAA. Here's the pitch, and Velez takes low for a ball, and it's 3-2. So I hope someone's got their finger over on the play button over there in that sound booth.
Walking in Memphis probably is not going to get the Grizzlies back into the game. Hitting in Memphis might.
A walk here in front of Posey, though, would put the Grizzlies in position to cut the lead in half. Velez stands ready. Here's the 3-2, and he swings and fouls that one straight back to the screen. And the count remains full. Adam Montevino now throwing some pitches in this game. He's up over 50 now with no outs here in the third. Outfield shading Velez to left. Bit of a breeze out towards right. Here's the pitch. Velez sprays this one foul. High off the left side. And that ball is a luxury suite. Bounces to the second deck and then bounces all the way down behind the dugout. Still 3-2 to Velez. Bond led off with a walk. He's at first. 7-run deficit here in the bottom of the third inning with no outs. Velez puts one leg in, now the second. Velez looks like he's getting into a cold pool when he steps into the box. He really takes his time, tries to acclimate to the temperature. Here's again the 3-2, and again Velez swings and fouls it away. Well out of play on the third base side. And the 10th pitch of this at-bat upcoming. Velez has fouled six pitches away in this AB. Again, the 3-2. This ball grounded sharply, but right at short. Up with it is Green to Descalso for one, and on to first in time for a double play. 6-4-3, and just like that, from one on with no outs, no on, and 2 outs, and now Posey will bat with the bases empty. Posey hit a tamper over to third that Ruben Gotay charged but couldn't field with a bare hand. There's an infield single back in the first inning. And the first pitch here to Posey is a breaking ball strike. And it's 0-1. Brett Pill on deck, 2 outs. Grizzlies trail 8-1, home half of the third. Outfield now shading a little bit towards right as Posey takes low at 91 miles an hour for a ball, and it's 1-1. Posey, the righty, stands in, and the pitch fisted over the pitcher's mound, back behind the mound, charging in the shortstop, barehanding Green, and he throws it away up the first base line. Posey came inside the base path over the chalk line. Now he'll jog back to first after the catcher, Pagnazzi, came in to field a throw from the first baseman Hamilton, who tracked it down in fair ground. So it's the second infield single for Buster Posey. Even a good throw doesn't get him by Tyler Green, and that ball just a fister that landed back behind the mound on the grass. So Buster Posey with the lightest 2-hit game so far, I think, here at AAA. He's aboard for Brett Pill with 2 outs. And Pill takes, and that ball gets away from the catcher Pagnazzi and all the way back to the backstop. And Posey will cruise on into second base on the second wild pitch of the night for Adam Montevino.
Now again, a chance for the Grizzlies to get a 2-out run, much like last time a wild pitch aided the matter.
Pill grounded to shortstop his first time. Montevino the pitch, and this ball grounded hard at short, bobbled by Green. He picks it back up and still has time to throw Pill out at first. So an infield hit, but a man left for the Grizzlies here in the third. No runs for Fresno. As we move now to the fourth, it's still Memphis 8, Grizzlies 1 on 790 ESPN The Deuce.
Leading off for Memphis in the top of the fourth, number 8, left fielder Alan Craig.
On to the fourth inning here at Chuck Chansey Park with Doug Greenwald. I'm Guy Haberman. Grizzlies trailing the Memphis Redbirds by an 8-1 score. And the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Memphis, Alan Craig stands in, the cleanup man, and he takes a ball inside, and it's 1-0. Alan Craig, Mark Hamilton, Ruben Gotay, who are combined 6 for 6 with 5 runs scored, 2 homers and a triple. And Eric Hacker delivers. That ball misses high to Alan Craig. Craig hit a 2-run homer in the first, a broken bat RBI single in the second. Hacker, the right-hander, and his 2-0 pitch to Craig. He's taken for a strike at 90 miles an hour, and it's now 2-1. Alan Craig's home run came out to just right of center field back in the first inning. The 2-1 pitch from Eric Hacker, a check swing, but that's a strike taken on the inside edge, and now the count even at 2-2. 8 runs on 10 hits for Memphis, 1 run, 3 hits for the Grizzlies. 3 in the first, 5 in the second for the Redbirds. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This ball is grounded over towards third. In front of it, Boyer has it. He lofts the throw over to first. Pill steps backwards across the bag to receive it. And Craig is out. 1 down here in the 4th.
Coming up July 30th. Don't want you to miss out on the Grizzlies Managers Luncheon with Steve Decker. It'll be at Ruth Chris Steakhouse at River Park. For more information on our second Managers Luncheon of 2010, call the Grizzlies Director of Community Relations, Danielle Witt. She can be reached at 559-320-4487. July 30th, 11:30 in the morning, Ruth Chris Steakhouse, Grizzlies Managers Luncheon with Steve Decker.
Mark Hamilton takes a tailing fastball off the plate. 1-0. Hamilton, big left-handed hitting first baseman, has singled, hit a 3-run home run nearly to the concourse and straightaway right field. His last time up, big open stance, and Hacker's 1-0 pitch misses low and away, and it's now 2-0. 1 out, the base is empty, top of the 4th. Grizzlies trail Memphis 8-1. Ruben Gotay is on deck. Outfield playing straight up, and the 2-0 is swung on and skied shallow into center field. Oncoming the center fielder Velez, outgoing the shortstop Baroa, and that ball falls in. At first base is Mark Hamilton. He stops there. That ball was in shallow left center, and the guy who ended up closest to it was the shortstop Baroa. Then the left fielder Graham, and thirdly was Eugenio Velez, who eventually picked it up.
I think the guy that had the best angle for it was Graham.
I think so too. He definitely had the most momentum going towards the ball as well.
Because Baroa going out, it's a tough time of night to pick up the ball. I mean, for the most part it's dark, but it's still a little hint of daylight, and I think Graham just had the best angle.
So it's a hit for Hamilton, 11th hit for Memphis, and here's Gotay, switch hitter batting left-handed, taking a ball 1-0. Plus, I think a ball hit that high, it's difficult for the shortstop to be able to move as quickly as he would have had to move to get to it and still track the ball. Pill will play in front of the runner Hamilton at first, and the pitch to Gotay is a ball, and it's now 2-0. Maury Kazana on deck, 8-1 Memphis, bottom of the top of the 4th. Hamilton at first with 1 out as Hacker comes set at the letters, and he throws home, and Gotay takes a strike, and it's 2-1. Gotay at 276 this year, 5 home runs. Tied for the team lead. Hacker delivers, and that one in the dirt, blocked by Buster Posey. And it's now 3-1. Hacker's now 3 away from 90 pitches tonight. Bent over at the waist as he looks in to Posey. Now brings his hands together and immediately throws home, and Gotay takes a strike at the knees, a fastball, and the count is full. In the second inning, the Grizzlies had Joe Patterson, the right-hander, warming, but he eventually sat down. Pardon me, the left-hander warming, but he eventually sat down.
Talked to Joe before the game tonight. Obviously happy to be back here.
Here's the 3-2. That ball sprayed onto the concourse third base side. Count stays at 3-2.
Patterson was sent back to San Jose, although I just guessing that it was more for geographical purpose than pitching purposes, with the thought that he'd be back up here soon.
The 3-2, and this ball is smoked towards the corner down the right field line, hooking, and that is foul. And the count stays at 3-2, and of course, a bullpen spot coming open when the Giants added Santiago Casilla to their 40-man roster and brought him up when Brandon Metters hit the DL a few days ago. There was some thought that perhaps Eric Hacker would be the man that would get an opportunity to start in the big leagues, with Todd Wellemeyer scuffling a bit. But that now appears unlikely, with Casilla getting a spot on the 40-man roster. The pitch here is swung on and grounded foul of first base, and again into the bullpen. Henry Schulman of the San Francisco Chronicle writing today that with Hacker also not being on the 40-man roster, the Giants would have to risk losing another 40-man player to waivers in addition, excuse me, not in addition, but to have the ability to add a Hacker to the big league roster. And considering that Wellemeyer has been good at home, they're going to let him likely make his next scheduled home start. 3-2 the count here to Ruben Gotay. Runner at first with one out is Mark Hamilton. Hacker again with the 3-2, and that is called strike three at the knees, and Gotay will walk with his bat still on his shoulder back towards the dugout for Eric Hacker. That's his fourth strikeout.
Number 20.
Well, the other thing to look for with the Giants
Amori Kazana
is Jeremy Affeld, who pulled a hamstring, a left hammy yesterday, or I think it was yesterday or the day before, against Oakland. And one of the writers asked Affeld, how long do you think you'll be? I don't mean on the DL per se, but Affeld said, I don't know, I've never had a hamstring problem.
Here's Amari Kazana, and he takes off the plate. Posey has to backhand just off the top of the dirt, 1-0.
But if he should have to go on the DL, then who knows?
Yeah, then what? 8-1, Grizzlies trailing in the top of the fourth. 2 down, a man at first, and the pitch to Kazano. It's fouled back to the backstop. Kazana, 2 RBI singles. Pretty straightforward here in this game. The man on deck, Matt Pagnazzi, 2 strikeouts. It's like Henry Sosa, the right-hander, warming now in the Grizzly bullpen. Here's the 1-1. Kazana broken bat, floater to second. Brock Bond has it, and he puts it away. And the top of the fourth is through. A hit and a man left. We go now to the bottom of the fourth inning. Grizzlies trail Memphis 8-1. 790 ESPN The Deuce. Ben Copeland takes a strike to start the bottom of the fourth inning. Ben Copeland, Tyler Graham, Brad Boyer, 5, 6, 7 for the Grizzlies, trailing 8-1 against the Memphis Redbirds. And the 0-1 here to Copeland is taken for strike 2. For Ben Copeland, he has flown out to center tonight. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch, and that misses up and away, and it's now 1-2. Well, we were talking in the top of the fourth inning about Hacker and Wellemeyer in the big leagues and the possibilities, and even a report last week that Hacker might be heading up. The pitch to Copeland up and away. It's now 2-2. Henry Sosa continues to warm in the Grizzly bullpen. And I think in that discussion you'd rightfully say, well, what about Lincecum? Aren't they going to skip Wellmeyer's start with the day off today and let Lincecum pitch tomorrow? As Copeland swings and fouls this one back. But as Schulman wrote in the Chronicle today, Henry Schulman, the Giants would like to give Lincecum an extra day off, considering he's had a couple less than Lincecum-y type starts, if that's a word, and Wellmeyer's been good at home. Here's the 2-2 to Copeland, swinging a bouncing ball towards the middle. To his left to field it is Green, and his throw to first is in time by a step to get the speedy Copeland. 1 down. So indeed, with The Nationals come to town tomorrow in San Francisco, and Levon Hernandez pitching for the Nationals. Todd Wellmeyer is listed as the the Giant starter for that game tomorrow. So now here's Tyler Graham. And Graham, the Grizzly left fielder, takes a ball, and it's 1-0. A defensive change for Memphis. Kevin Howard now in the game at first base, and he bats fifth. A broken bat, grounder over to third to his left. Gotay fields it off his hip, and he throws Graham out at first. And that wasn't the impressive part of the play. Gotay made a nice play, but I think a lot of people watching that bat, which split down the middle of the barrel, and it spun right by the mound, right by the pitcher, Ottavino. Gotay was able to make the play over third to throw out the speedy Graham. That's the second out. The bat ended up, the barrel at least, coming to a rest behind the mound. So 2 down to the bases empty now for Brad Boyer. He takes a ball. Boyer walked and scored his first time. No word on to why his Mark Hamilton exited the game after going 3 for 3. Boyer now takes inside 2-0. So Hamilton done. 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and a 3-run homer. And the 2-0 to Boyer, and he swings and fouls that one back out of play. 2-1. Eight to 1, Grizzlies trailing, top of the 4th. And the 2-1 to Brad Boyer is lifted high in the air, left side of the infield. It'll be the shortstop, Tyler Green, right in the middle of the dirt. And he makes the squeeze just off his left shoulder. And the Grizzlies go in order here in the 4th inning. Now to the 5th. Still 8-1 Memphis. 790 ESPN The News.
Top of the 5th inning we go, and Matt Pagnazzi leads it off, and the first pitch is popped up foul over toward the Memphis third base dugout, and out of play right into the dugout with both the Grizzly first baseman Brad Boyer and catcher Ruster Pozior to have a look. Strike one. No balls, 1 strike. Henry Sosa, the new Fresno pitcher, he'll bat 9th. Has a record of 2-0 with an ERA at 1.54. 14th appearance, all out of the bullpen for the Dominican native, and Sosa again, he'll bat 9th. Pagnazzi, Ottavino, and then the top of the order for Rappaport. 8-1 Memphis, top of the 5th. Fastball from Sosa taken by Pagnazzi. Outside corner, strike 2. 0-2. Henry Sosa, 6'2", 197 pounds. Again from the Dominican Republic. He'll be 25 in late July. Pagnazzi has struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. Outfield deep and straight away, and the 0-2 on the way to Pagnazzi. Fastball low, 1-2. So Eric Hacker, probably the toughest performance he has had this season. 4 innings, gave up 11 hits, 8 runs, all earned. Walked 2, struck out 4, and gave up 2 home runs. So now Sosa to start the 5th inning, and the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch on the way to Pagnazzi. High fastball, late swinging, and he misses strike 3. 1 out, so he strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. First strikeout for Sosa. 8-1 Memphis. Here's Adam Ottavino, the pitcher. Chancey has taken the mystery out of winning with $20,000 guaranteed jackpots. 2 lucky slot players will win $10,000 each every Friday night just for using their rewards card. No guessing, no mystery. More winners, more often. Chancey and you, a winning combination. Now the left-handed batting pitcher, Ottavino, and he takes inside ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Ottavino 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. He got that 5-run second inning started with that walk. And he looks low inside ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Ottavino. Sosa last worked just 2 nights ago in the series against Nashville, and the Nashville 2-1 win on Saturday. The 2-ball, no-strike pitch up and away now, 3-0 to the opposing pitcher, Ottavino. Sosa allowed 1 run earned in 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no walks, and a strikeout. And Nashville scored a run in the top of the 9th inning, which turned out to win the game. The 3-ball, no-strike pitch, and Ottavino taking all the way, looks on the inside corner, strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Redbirds. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Grizzlies. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch to Ottavino, and a breaking ball hits the outside corner, 3-2. Mentioned Memphis was last here 2 years ago. Fresno won 3 out of the 4 games in that series. 3-2 on the way. Ottavino takes outside, ball 4. So the second time that Ottavino has walked tonight on a full count pitch. And it is not exactly a good recipe for success to walk the opposing pitcher twice, let alone once. So now for the 4th time tonight,
Jim Rappaport.
Memphis will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Jim Rappaport. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Rappaport 1 for 3. He singled to center as part of that 5-run second inning. And now Sosa, high set position. Pill plays behind Ottavino at first. The pitch to Rappaport, low ball 1-0. Rappaport, most baseball players come from a family of baseball players. In other words, might have had a dad or a brother in the game. Rappaport comes from a volleyball family. 1 ball, no strikes. And Sosa kicks and delivers, and that's up and away, ball 2-0. Rappaport's father, Stephen, was a middle blocker at Cal State Northridge, while his mother played college volleyball at UCLA. And his mom, Lisa, was also an assistant volleyball coach for the Bruins. 2 balls, no strikes. And the kick and the pitch from Sosa. Fastball, strike 1 call on the outside corner. 2-1. But Rappaport again went to school at Stanford. Was originally a 39th round pick by Cleveland in 03, and then later selected by St. Louis. Not much higher in the draft, was a 35th round pick. 2-1 on the way, and he takes a curve low. Ball 3, and the count is now at 3 balls and a strike to Jim Rappaport. And who grew up in the LA area, went to Chaminade College Prep before going up to Stanford. Back-to-back batters in which Sosa's gone to a 3-ball count. And the 3-1 pitch to Rappaport, that's up and away, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued now by Henry Sosa, who at one time, as of last week, had pitched 16 straight scoreless innings. So now Memphis has runners at first and second with 1 out. Memphis 8, Fresno 1 again tomorrow, 12:05 first pitch here at Chukchansi Park. So all of you out there, leave work early, come out here.
Except for you. You can't leave work early.
I can't leave work early. I have a tough time getting to work early.
At 12 o'clock, you need a wake-up call?
I might just bring my sleeping bag and place it here in the booth. So now here is Green. Ground rule double in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 3. Ottavino at second, Rappaport at first. And Henry Sosa kicks and delivers. And Green, a high fastball. He swings and misses, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and a strike to Tyler Green. We mentioned former first-round pick out of Georgia Tech. Much like another former shortstop who was a #1 pick out of Georgia Tech, Nomar Garcia-Parra. In fact, Green and Nomar both were the same #5 at Georgia Tech. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch on the way to Green, and that hits the outside corner, strike 2. And the count is a no balls and 2 strikes. With Daniel Descalso waiting on deck. Ottavino at second, Rappaport at first. Lights into full effect here at Chukchansi Park on this Monday night. Game 1 of this 4-game series against the Memphis Redbirds. No balls, 2 strikes. Look back at second by Sosa. Now he comes home, and Green looks straight down the middle. Strike 3 called. And he is out. Second time he has struck out tonight. Second strikeout for Sosa, so it's either been walk or a strikeout for Sosa so far here in the top of the 5th inning. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. And now Descalso steps in for the 4th time. 0 for 2 with a walk, and he has scored twice. Memphis with 3 in the first, 5 in the second. The Grizzlies with a run in the second. And the Grizzlies coming into today, first place, an 8.5 game lead over Reno. PCL's Pacific Southern Division. Now Descalso, and he takes outside ball 1, 1-0. Reno lost yesterday at Round Rock. Also, in a similar fashion, now the Grizzlies won. Round Rock won in the bottom of the 9th inning on a game-ending hit. Mentioned Descalso growing up on the San Francisco Peninsula, but we've talked about he grew up an A's fan. The 1-0 from Sosa, curve up and away 2-0, so I'm sure it was a thrill for Descalso to go up and play in Sacramento. This is the first time he's ever played professionally in this state. But going up to play the A's AAA affiliate, the Sacramento River Cats, over the weekend, and now friends and family getting a chance to see him here in Fresno. Runners at first and second with 2 out, and Sosa's 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, fastball late swinging there by Descalso, strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Daniel Descalso coming out of that baseball powerhouse of UC Davis.
That's right, the Ags.
About, we mentioned 1/5 of this Memphis team from this state. 2 balls, 1 strike. With Craig on deck and the pitch on the way to Descalso, up and away now, ball 3, 3-1. Nobody warming in either bullpen. Again, 12:05 tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our final midweek home day game this year. Still have a couple more 2:05 home starts on Sunday. 3 balls, 1 strike to count with 2 out. Outfield medium depth straight away. And Sosa makes the 3-1 pitch. Descalso swings on a ground ball toward first. Grabbed right around the belt buckle by Pill on that tricky hop, and he'll take it to the bag for the unassisted out. 2 walks, but nothing else. No runs, no hits, 2 left. Halfway done tonight as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. With the score, Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Halfway done as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, and Angel Baroa leads it off, and he takes a strike on the outside corner from Adam Ottavino. 0-1 the count. Ottavino right back, and Baroa takes low and away. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. It'll be Baroa, then the pitcher spot, and after that, the top of the order for Brock Bond. Henry Sosa, the pitcher, waiting on deck. Baroa, the lone RBI tonight for Fresno, the 1-1, and that's ripped down the left field side, foul toward the Tecate Cantina. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I've yet to visit the Tecate Cantina this year. Normally we go down there once a year.
For an autograph signing.
Yeah, we have like a season ticket holder function late in the year, a Q&A with the players as well. Baroa 1 for 1 tonight. That hit was in the second, and the 1-2 on the way, and that's up and away 2-2 to Angel Baroa, wearing his white pants up to his knees, showing the black socks, the old-fashioned look with the orange circular stripes. Ottavino working quickly from the first base side, the 2-2, and Baroa jammed on that one, fouls it to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Memphis, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Fresno. So this is the last segment of interconference play until August. Then we'll have another round of 16 games against the American Conference. 2-2 to Baroa, swing and a high fly ball toward right center. Scampering to his right is the right fielder Kazana, and makes the catch, 1 down. And now here's the pitcher, Henry Sosa, 8-1 Memphis.
Doug, to ensure that Tecate Light remains true to its Mexican cerveza roots, please not refer to Tecate Light as light beer. Tecate Light's Mexican flavor and attitude are much too bold to be referred to as a normal light beer. Experience the difference between beer and cerveza. Try Tecate Light, Mexico's #1 cerveza light.
All right, a rare at bat for Henry Sosa, and he takes inside 1-0. Sosa is 0 for 1 this season, right-handed batter, and he takes inside from Ottavino. 2-0. Sosa last year offensively at Connecticut was 1 for 8. He has just 1 pro hit. 2 balls, no strikes, and he looks low and in now. 3-0. Again, Sosa didn't start hitting until last year. So he is ahead in the count at 3-0 in on in relief Eric Hacker tonight. Ottavino winds, and the 3-0 pitch Sosa takes. That's right down the middle. Off-speed pitch, 3-1. Outfield extremely shallow around to the right for Sosa, who goes without the batting gloves. Rests the bat on the back of his right shoulder. The 3-1. Swing and a little tapper foul toward the screen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Memphis 8, Fresno 1 on this quiet Monday night from Chansey Park. Glad you can join us. And the 3-2 on the way from Ottavino, and Sosa takes over his head, ball 4. All right, good catch by the catcher Pagnazzi. Ottavino let that one fly, and by Sosa, it's the third time tonight that a pitcher has walked. Ottavino's walked twice. Now, really the last thing he wanted to do, I mean, granted, unless Sosa were to hit a home run or something, but at least then he would have earned it, was to walk Henry Sosa, who probably will have no more than 3 plate appearances this year. Now the top of the Fresno order up for the third time for Brock Bond, and he takes high ball 1 from Ottavino. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes Memphis pitching coach Blaze Ilsey out to have a word with Ottavino, probably saying, look, you got a 7-run lead. You, for the most part, been pitching well, and let's get that ball down the middle. Yesterday, I mentioned Sacramento beat up on Memphis 14-3. Redbirds bullpen gave up 12 runs and 14 hits over the final 5 innings. Sacramento had a 6-run 7th inning. And again, Memphis had to use an outfielder come in and pitch the 8th inning, Mark Shorey, who gave up 3 runs. The 1-0 to Brock Bond, and he looks down the middle at a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the Redbirds coming in, though, have won 7 of 10, 23-19 on the year. 1-1 pitch to Bond, high 2-1. Memphis comes in 3rd place, but just 2 back of Nashville entering play in the PCL's American Northern Division. Sosa the runner at first. Howard plays well behind him. 8-1 Memphis, bottom of the 5th. The 2-1 to Brock Bond, and that's high. 3-1 now from Adam Ottavino.
Everybody clap your hands.
Mitch Ottavino began last year 1-9, and then went 6-3 in the second half to finish 7-12 with a respectable PCL ERA at 4.75. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the kick and the pitch, and Bond takes strike 2 on the inside corner, 3-2. But again, the Cardinals decided to move Ottavino in spring training to the bullpen, where he pitched fairly well in spring, well enough to go to Memphis to start. 3-2 upcoming with Sosa at first, and Bond looks low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Ottavino. 4 walks now issued by the Memphis right-hander, and here is Eugenio Velez to the 4 walks. Even before that, the 3 walks, the most he's allowed in a game this year. So now 4 walks, the most he's given up. In fact, he's walked as many tonight as he did in all of April. Adam Ottavino. Now Memphis will get action going in its bullpen. They have a right-hander getting loose, and that is Andrew Brown, who just joined the Memphis Ball Club. Brown was just acquired from the national system, where he had been at AAA Syracuse. So now Eugenio Velez, who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 3rd inning. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Bottom half of the 5th tonight from Chukchansi Park. Again, Ottavino pitched, we mentioned, on the Italian World Baseball Classic team last year. Deals, and that swung on line to short, caught by the shortstop in green, and he'll run it back to second and doubles off the pitcher. Sosa going back in with a dive, and that retires the side. Now, you have a pitcher in Sosa out there who I believe had only run the bases once in his pro career, and he had committed toward third. A great grab by the leaping shortstop Green, who stands 6'2", 190 pounds. So second double play Velez is hit into tonight. Line drive, 6 unassisted double play. And that's all for the Grizzlies in the 5th. No runs, no hits, 1 left. On to the 6th, Memphis 8, Fresno 1. 790 ESPN, The Deuce.
Grizzlies baseball on ABC 30 is sponsored by Mako.
Gets things started for the Redbirds. We hit the top of the 6th. All Memphis tonight. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Doug Greenwald, Guy Haberman. 790 ESPN, The Deuce, and Alan Craig gets it started for the Redbirds. Craig, Howard, go tie. 4-5-6, and the first pitch to Craig is fouled off the mask of the catcher. Pozu falls down in a sitting position Strike one, 0-1, and now appears to get back up a little bit to his knees. Looks like that got him right in his mask. Grizzlies trainer Anthony Reyes out to check on Posey. Appears to be okay. The mask probably not so, but looks like Buster will be all right. And gets a nice hand from the faithful. No balls and a strike. No balls and a strike to count. Craig, a guy who's got a lot of power. We saw it in the first inning on that 2-run homer to center field. Craig last year with Memphis, 26 home runs. Henry Sosa's 0-1, and Craig takes down the middle, strike 2, 0-2. Craig, 6'2", 210 pounds, again went to school at Cal. 8th round pick by the Cardinals in 2006, and again who made it to the big leagues for the first time this year with St. Louis. A guy that can really play all over the diamond of the 0-2 when he swings and misses at a high fastball at 85 miles an hour, strike 3. And he is out, 1 down, 3rd strikeout for Sosa. But in pro ball, Craig's seen time at all 4 infield spots and both outfield corners. Now here's the veteran Kevin Howard, a guy who's never been to the big leagues, but it seems like every year Kevin Howard is with a different Pacific Coast League team. He grew up in the LA area, did Howard, but went to school at the University of Miami. Left-handed batter with power, and he swings, and a tapper on the grass toward first, glove by Pill. He'll take it to the bag for the unassisted out. 2 down. Howard now for 1 tonight. Again, came in to play first base in the bottom of the 4th in place of Mark Hamilton. So Howard 281, 3 homers, 12 RBIs entering action tonight.
Number 12.
Attention Grizzlies fans, pick up a specially marked package of Tecate beer at your local Food Max before the next game. Get a coupon for $5 off your ticket price. Get more for your money at Food Max.
Now here is Ruben Gotay, 2 for 3, a single, a triple, a run scored. Brown still getting loose in the Memphis bullpen. I'd have to think we'll see him in the bottom of this inning. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Top half of the 6th, and Henry Sosa comes home, and he misses low outside with a fastball, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Seems like we see Andrew Brown with a different PCL team every year. We've seen him with Portland, and we've seen him with Sacramento. 1 ball, no strikes. And Sosa kicks and delivers, and that pitch is up and away, ball 2. And the count is now at 2-0 to Gotay. Again, tomorrow, 12:05 first pitch. And then we're back to Wednesday and Thursday at 7:05. Right here, Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Henry Sosa deals, and that's a fastball up and away, ball 3, 3-0. Meanwhile, the Giants will they have today off. And Washington comes in to AT&T Park tomorrow. Henry Sosa's 3-0 delivery, and that's up and away, ball 4 to Gotay. 3rd walk issued by Sosa tonight. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, and now here is the right fielder, Amori Kazana. The Giants scoring just 1 run over the 3 games in Oakland. They were shut out the last 2 days. It's the first time since 1949 that the Giants were limited to 1 run over a 3-game series. So now Kazana 2 for 3, and he takes way up high from Sosa, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Hard to believe it was against St. Louis in 1949 that limited the Giants over a 3-game span to just 1 run. And the A's did it this weekend. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Kazana, big swing and a miss at a slider, strike 1, 1-1. So the Giants have now dropped 5 in a row, their longest losing streak of the season, and have scored 1 or no runs in 5 of their last 7 games. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Pagnazzi on deck. Sosa deals. Fastball taken low, 2-1. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, top of the 6th inning. The Giants a league worst .230 average when they have runners in scoring position. And let's say Mark DeRosa were to get healthy and he's due back off the DL. I think he's actually due back tomorrow, although he's going to need to test that wrist and maybe playing some rehab games. 2-ball, 1-strike pitch on the way from Sosa, and that's swung on, and that's lifted high in the air into right center field. To his left, the center fielder Velez camped underneath it. Now Eugenio's there to make the catch. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. Bottom of the 6th we go. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. 790 ESPN The Deuce.
Grizzlies baseball on ABC 30 is sponsored by Mattress Land by Sleep Fit.
Leading off for the Grizzlies in the bottom of the 6th, number 28, catcher Buster Posey.
Andrew Brown is the new Memphis pitcher, literally and figuratively. His first appearance with Memphis. He'll bat 9th, and his first pitch to Buster Posey, low ball 1-0. It'll be batters 3, 4, and 5 for Fresno. Posey, Pill, and Copeland to face the tall right-hander in Brown, 6'6", 230 pounds. 8-1 Memphis, bottom of the 6th, and Posey looks outside, 2-0. And again, Brown bats 9th. Adam Ottavino, 5 innings tonight, gave up 3 hits, 1 run earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 wild pitches. Posey is 2 for 2 tonight, make it 3 for 3 as he rips this one onto the center field, a base hit. Brown left that ball up, and Posey, whose first 2 hits tonight were infield singles. Well, no doubt about this one. A clear rip in the center. And now here's the first baseman, Brett Pill, 8-1 Memphis.
Place your free Fresno Bee classified ad with merchandise valued up to $1,000 anytime, anywhere with do-it-yourself classifieds. Go to FresnoBee.com, click on classified, and follow the user-friendly steps. You'll save time and money and sell your unwanted items quick.
Now here is Brett Pill. He's 0 for 2, and he swings and pops this one up. Foul down the first base side and out of play into the stands, 0-1. And the count is at no balls and a strike. 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the visiting Redbirds. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the hometown Grizzlies. Again, we've seen Brown a lot over the years with various clubs. And Brown delivers, and that's swung on by Pill and driven high in the air into right field. Drifting back, Canzana, and he'll be there. Canzana will be there to make the catch. 1 down, and now here has been Copeland. Andrew Brown does have major league time. He grew up in Florida. Originally was drafted by Atlanta. Brown, big league time, a little bit of time with Cleveland in 06, and then considerable time with Oakland the last, in 07 and 08. 33 games with the A's in 07, 31 games with the A's in 08. Grew up in Deltona, Florida. Andrew Brown. And now here has Ben Copeland, and he takes outside from Brown. Ball 1-1-0. Brown is 29 years old. And again, just coming over from the Washington National system. Brown originally mentioned was in the Braves chain, swinging a ground ball foul, third base side, strike 1, 1-1. And then Brown spent several years in the Dodgers system, and then finally made it to the big leagues in the Cleveland organization. But now with Memphis, this year with Syracuse, was with the Chiefs for 4 games, was 1-0 with an ERA at 2.45. 1 ball, 1 strike the count with 1 out. Copeland is 0 for 2 tonight. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Bottom of the 6th, Brown deals, and Copeland swings and fouls into the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brown was a 6th round pick in 1999 by Atlanta. As I mentioned, grew up in Deltona, Florida. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Copeland. Curve misses outside for a ball. 2-2. Deltona up around the Daytona Beach area. It's right on the coast up toward the northeast part of the state. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Ben Copeland. And the pitch on the way, and Ben swings and just gets a piece of it. 94 miles an hour, 2-2. Ever notice, Guy, you're watching TV late at night and you see a crazy highlight of a squirrel water skiing? You ever see that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's Twiggy the water skiing squirrel, and he too is from Deltona, Florida. sure a lot of you were really interested in knowing where that water skiing squirrel was from. And now you know. And now you probably don't care. 2-2 again, and Copeland reaches out for this one and pops it up foul left side. Count holds it 2-2. Now the scoreboard had a count of 2 and 3. Now it's back to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Get to the out-of-town scoreboard in the 7th inning. Again, the Giants and Nationals will meet tomorrow at AT&T Park. Big hole in right center for Copeland. He's flied out, he's grounded out, and he takes outside ball 3 now, 3-2. So the Giants will see Washington, Arizona, and Colorado on this homestand. 9-game homestand for the Giants. They need to really get going after that tough road trip. 3-2. Posey at first in the payoff, and Copeland swings on a ground ball to first, and Howard had it for a moment. Jank gets it back out of the air and takes it to the bank to get Copeland. Good play by Kevin Howard. That ball went in and out and right back into his glove. Stayed with it the whole time and took it to first for the unassisted out. Posey up to second base. With 2 out, Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Here is the left fielder Tyler Graham. Graham 0 for 2 tonight. Again, the Grizzlies giving the night off to Joe Borchard and to Jesus Guzman. Giving a chance for Brad Boyer to play a little bit. And the Grizzlies with 4 outfielders. Tough to obviously play a game with such. Has to pitch to Graham. Curve for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. So somebody has to be out, whether it be Velez or Copeland or Graham, or in this case tonight, Borchard. But Joe has played in every game this year for the Grizzlies. Coming into tonight, played in all 43 games. Posey at second, the 0-1 to Graham. Grounded foul back at third. Strike 2, 0-2. The Giants come in to tonight, despite having the night off, but third place, 3.5 games back of San Diego. Padres have a game lead over LA, 3.5 over the Giants. And the Giants are going to see a team that's similar to them, Washington. The Nationals off to a decent start at 23-22. It'll be their first meeting this year. Waiting on deck Boyer. Posey from second, the 0-2, and Graham swings. Ground ball back up the middle, and great save there by the shortstop Green. And Posey will get as far as third base. Boy, that ball just slowly hit. Just really softly bounced its way up and up and up the middle. And the shortstop Green got to it out in shallow center. And Posey can only get as far as third. So Graham has himself, I guess we'll call that an infield single. He's now 1 for 3, and now here's Brad Boyer. Nobody warming in either pen. 8-1, Memphis leads Fresno. Really all the scoring tonight done in the first 2 innings. Memphis 3 in the first, 5 in the second. Grizzlies with a run in the bottom of the second. Boyer has scored the lone Fresno run tonight. Posey's at third. Graham blazing speed at first base, being held on by Howard. And Andrew Brown, a high set position, delivers. And that pitch is on the dirt, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Andrew Brown, who his only win this year with Syracuse was April 25th at home against Rochester. The 1-0. Swinging the tapper toward second base, grabbed by Descalso, and he'll throw right on the money to Howard at first to get Boyer. And the Grizzlies held scoreless in the 6th. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. On to the 7th. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. 790 ESPN The Deuce.
Leading off for Memphis in the top of the 7th, number 8, left fielder Alan Craig.
On to inning number 7 tonight. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. And here's Guy.
All right. Matt Pagnazzi, the catcher, the number 8 hitter, will lead off with the pitcher's spot due up next. And the pitcher himself, Andrew Brown, is on deck. And Henry Sosa, the right-hander, works from the stretch and delivers a strike to Pagnazzi. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout for Matt Pagnazzi tonight. Jim Rappaport, the leadoff hitter, two up third in the inning. Sosa, the righty, throws, and Pagnazzi takes inside for a ball, and it's now 1-1. 3 in the first, 5 in the second for Memphis, 1 in the second for Fresno. That's been all the scoring tonight to this point. 8-1 Memphis leading. The 1-1 pitch is popped up first base side on the infield. Coming in, it's Pill, the first baseman, and he'll make the catch between the mound and first base. And Pagnazzi retired for the 4th time tonight, and that'll be it'll be Andrew Brown, the pitcher.
Guy, the Central Valley's greatest loser. The finale of it will be at Chukchansi Park, July 30th. Fresno and Tacoma get together for a 7:05 contest with post-game fireworks.
So Andrew Brown, the reliever, stands in, right-hander against Henry Sosa, and Brown takes up high for a ball.
For more information, call Angela Nash, 559-930-2312. July 30th, Central Valley's greatest loser.
The 1-0 to Brown, swing and a miss. The pitcher, now the count at 1-1. Jim Rappaport, the leadoff man on deck. 8-1 Memphis, 1 out. Sosa works from the stretch in the 1-1. And that fastball is a strike. And it's now 1-2. Adam Montevino, the starting pitcher, 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored. It's now Brown, the reliever, and the 1-2 buckles his knees, and that's a ball inside. And it's now 2-2. Sosa looking into Posey, who sets up on the outer half. Sosa set below the belt, now looks home. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball chopped towards the middle to his left. Baroa pats his mitt, fields on a hop, and lofts a throw over to first to get Andrew Brown for the second out here in the top of the 7th. And that'll be Rappaport, and the top of the Memphis order for the 5th time tonight. Rappaport,
number 44, center fielder,
1 for
Jim
3.
Rappaport.
Flown to left, singled, popped to short, and walked. No action in either bullpen. Sosa came into the 5th inning after Grizzlies starter Eric Hacker went 4 innings. And Sosa's 1-1 pitch to Rappaport is inside for a ball, and it's 1-0. So Hacker went 4 innings, gave up 8 earned runs, gave up 2 home runs in the first and second innings combined. That was all the scoring. The 1-0 to Rappaport's a strike, and it's 1-1. The most runs that Hacker had allowed in a start, most earned runs coming into the night this year, was 3, which had happened twice, but that was the maximum. The 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul off the catcher Posey, who punches the dirt. I'm not sure where that one got him. I think maybe on the leg, the inner thigh perhaps. Posey already took one off the helmet that set him back and brought the trainer out. This ball deflected off of the Grizzlies' prized prospect and stung enough that with his right hand he pounded the dirt as he went down to a knee. But he's all right. He's back there. Okay enough to go on at least. Here's the 1-2 from Sosa, swinging a bouncer to third. Olay on the backhand attempt by Boyer, right by him and into left field. Graham will field, and taking a big turn and holding at first base is Rappaport. That'll go as an error. And Boyer on a ball that was hit hard and in between hop, and he decided
number 35,
to go to the backhand. And I mean, I think he just missed it completely.
It was one of those, when it was first hit, you're thinking, uh-oh, that's going to be trouble.
Yeah, it was hit sharply, a tough hop, and not getting in front of it cost Boyer there. And now here's Green, who has doubled his 1 for 4 Man at first with 2 outs. And Green fists one over towards third. Now Boyer charging in. Fields gets out of his mitt, throws on the run in time. And first base to get Green. So Boyer makes up for it. Ending the top half of the 7th with a runner stranded, 1 hit, 1 left, no runs. Time to stretch at Chuck Chansey Park. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Grizzlies trailing 8-1. 790 ESPN The Deuce. Angel Baroa leads off the bottom of the 7th, takes a strike from Andrew Brown. It'll be Baroa and the pitcher spot, and then Brock Bond. Grizzlies trail 8-1, home half of the 7th, and Brown throws, and Baroa takes a ball down and in, and the count 1-1. On deck, Ryan Lorman on deck to pinch hit for Henry Sosa, and then Brock Bond. 8-9-1 for Fresno. The 1-1, and well out in front of an off-speed pitch. Baroa misses, and it's now 1-2. Osiris Matos swarms the right-hander, throwing in the Grizzly bullpen. Baroa 1 for 2. An RBI single will pop out to right. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he holds up on a ball off the plate. It is now 2-2. Brown came on last inning in relief of Adam Ottavino. Brown works from the stretch. And the righty's 2-2 pitch to Baroa is swung on and slapped over the head of the first baseman Howard. And that one bloops into right field, a base hit. Kazana over to pick it up. And Baroa on base for the second time today.
For the Grizzlies, pinch hitting for Henry Sosa, number 33.
6th Grizzly hit.
Lorman.
Now here's Ryan Lorman pinch hitting. Lorman, 3 hits in 22 at-bats this year. That's a 136 average. Lorman, the right-hander. And he takes up high a fastball from Andrew Brown at 91 miles an hour. And it's 1-0 with Bond on deck. An 8-1 Grizzly deficit. Howard will play a step behind Baroa, who takes his lead at first. Browns 1-0 to Lorman, and that misses off the plate. Another fastball, and the count is now 2-0. Lorman wears number 33 as he stands and ready. The pitch, and there is a strike.
Everybody
And it's
clap
down
your
2-1.
hands.
Lorman did wear number 5 briefly for 1 game on Hispanic Heritage Night. On Friday night, the number 33 jersey was extra big. So Lorman went with 5, a 2-1, and that's a strike. And it's now 2-2.
And Steve Edlison had a different number, I think, that night, 15 as opposed
Yep.
to 17.
That's right. Los Grizzlies, the jersey that evening. No outs, Baroa at first. And the 2-2 to Lorman. Swing and a miss. And a ball maybe in the dirt. And so Lorman gone for Brown, his first strikeout in relief. First out of the 7th, and now Brock Bond for the 4th time to the plate. Bond has struck out but walked twice. Coming in with an on-base percentage just over 400. By far and away the team leader in walks. He's now walked 30 times this year, and he takes up high for a ball, and it's 1-0.
Guy, there was a player on this day 130 years ago by the name of Bond who appeared in a major league game.
The 1-0 to Brock Bond, and this off the end of the bat is popped up. Shallow left. The shortstop Tyler Green going out. Time to settle underneath it and put it away. And Brock Bond here in 2010 is retired for the second out in the 7th.
It was on this day in 1880 that Troy, which is really the team that preceded the New York Giants, Troy rookie Roger Connor hits his first major league home run off Boston's Tommy Bond. Connor was really the first home run king of Major League Baseball. He retired in 1897 and had 136 home runs. And that was a record that Babe Ruth broke.
Here's Eugenio Velez standing upright and taking a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Ruth broke it in 1921. Obviously, he didn't just break it, he shattered it by about 600 plus home runs.
The 0-1 pitch. Velez swings a bouncer to the right side, going far to a backhand. Howard. He'll turn, throw to first, and the pitcher, Brown, just taps the bag with his foot, his toe, as he went by. And Velez is out 3-1. So a hit by Baroa to lead off the inning, but he's stranded on base. We move now to the 8th. Still 8-1. It's been that score since the second inning. Grizzlies are trailing. 790 ESPN The Deuce.
Third base, number 33, Ryan Lorman. Leading off, number
We go to the top of the 8th inning. All Memphis tonight. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Grizzlies with a bunch of changes, and Osiris Matos, one of them, delivers, and Daniel Descalso, a line drive toward right. Over comes Copeland, and he makes a diving catch toward the line. Great catch there by the smooth outfielder, the right fielder, Ben Copeland. Ways to go to corral that one, and that is out number 1 here in the 8th inning. So Descalso, Craig, and Howard, 3, 4, 5 to face Osiris Matos, the new Fresno pitcher. He will bat second. Ryan Lorman stays in the game to play third base. Brad Boyer moves from third base to left field, and Tyler Grand moves from left field to center field. So Eugenio Velez comes out. Now here's Craig, 2 for 4 tonight. Matos pitch, fastball to the outside corner, strike 1-0-1. Osiris Matos is without a decision this year. ERA's at 2.66, 12th appearance, all out of the bullpen. The Dominican Republic native has 1 save. He winds in the 0-1 pitch, and that's a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Matos 6'1", 202 pounds. He will be 26 in early August. Craig, a 2-run homer in the first, RBI single in the second. He has scored twice. Outfield deep and straight away. Matos pitches low for a ball, 1-2. So back-to-back outings for Matos, who worked 2 innings yesterday. Not often you see a reliever come back at this level, where pitch counts are really monitored, in back-to-back days after going 2 innings the day before. The 1-2 on the way, and that's low, 2-2. Matos gave up the home run in the 10th inning yesterday to Nashville's Drew Anderson, but was let off the hook when the Grizzlies tied the game in the 10th. Matos was out of the game by the 11th, and the Grizzlies won in the bottom of the 11th, giving Gino Espinelli the win. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, top of the 8th. Matos out of the windup, kicks and deals, fastball high now. 3-2. Talking about this day, May 24th. Rather significant day in baseball history. Something that occurred 75 years ago tonight. The payoff on the way, and Craig swings a ground ball sharply hit, but right to the shortstop, Baroa. He'll throw across the pill at first, and Craig out number 2 here in the top of the 8th. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. I emphasize the word tonight. Heard on this night 75 years ago, the first Major League night game. Hosted at Cincinnati's Crosley Field. The Reds beat the Phillies 2-1 in front of 25,000 fans at Crosley Field to witness baseball at the big league level under the lights. Here is Howard, and he takes outside ball 1-0. United States President Franklin Delano Roosevelt threw the switch at the White House to turn on the lights at Crosley Field. Breaking ball to Howard, taken for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. The Reds would go on to play 7 night games, 1 each against all the other National League teams. 1-1 pitch, Howard takes low and in, 2-1. One ball, 1 strike the count to Howard. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Ruben Gotay on deck, and Howard swings and drives this one toward right center field. Pretty well struck. A long run for the center field for Graham, and he'll get there to make the catch. Boy, as they say, I like to call him the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going. And Graham, a long way to go for that one, out by the eye care fence side. And Howard is out. Couple good defensive plays by the Grizzlies here in the 8th. Hopefully making the other diving catch and right near the line of the fairground. Nothing across for Memphis, as it's the first time tonight. Memphis goes in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. 790 ESPN The Deuce. 8th, Memphis 8, Fresno 1, and Memphis brings on a new pitcher, left-hander Rich Rundles, the former Indian farmhand, and he pours in a strike to Buster Posey, leading off the bottom of the 8th, 0-1. Posey, Pill Copeland, 3-4-5 to face Rundles. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Posey's 3 for 3 tonight, and he swings and misses at a curve, strike 2, 0-2. For Rundles, 15th appearance, all out of the bullpen. He's 0-1 with an ERA at 2.04. 6'5", 210 pounds. He'll be 29 in early June. Born in Chattanooga. Outfield medium depth straight away. And Posey 3 hits tonight, all singles. And the 0-2 swinging and a line drive left field, base hit toward the line. He's now 4 for 4. Craig over to get it. Posey's going to try for 2, and he is going to make it safely with a dive. So enough of the singles, Posey says. Picks up his 12th double of the year. That's his second 4-hit game this season. Had another one at Colorado Springs back in early May. So Buster coming into tonight at 327, 9th best in the PCL in hitting. Has a double. Now here is the first baseman, Brett Pill. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Rundles, born in Tennessee, still lives in that area. Delivers, and Pill swings on a pop-up foul right side, 0-1. Rundles grew up in Dandridge, Tennessee. Originally was in the Red Sox system, then spent a lot of time in the Expos chain. Finally made it to the big leagues in 2008 with Cleveland. It was his 9th year of pro ball that he made it to the bigs. Pill 0 for 3 tonight, and he swings at a fastball from Rundles. Foul to the backstop, 0-2. Rundles, 8 games with Cleveland in 08, 1 game with Cleveland last year. So for the most part, he's been a minor league pitcher. 3rd round pick by the Red Sox back in 1999. And spent a good chunk of last year at AAA Columbus, where he was 2-2 in 45 games out of the pen, with an ERA at 4.75. The 0-2 curve from Rundles, up and away, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Andrew Brown in his Memphis debut tonight, 2 shutout innings, gave up 3 hits, no walks, and he struck out 1. Joe Patterson getting loose for the 2nd time tonight in the Grizzlies' right field pen. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Posey at 2nd, and Pill fists that one foul into the Super View seats, back of the plate. 2nd deck, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now to get you caught up on what is happening around the world of baseball tonight. Ben Copeland waiting on deck. Posey, big lead at 2nd. Nobody paying really any attention to him. And Pill swings and hits this one towards short to his left green. And he'll throw to Howard at first, and that retires Pill, who's now 0 for 4 this evening. 1 down. Here is the right fielder, Ben Copeland.
Right fielder, Ben Copeland.
Copeland is 0 for 3 tonight. Well, start of the National League, so we get our scoreboard up and running. So now Copeland, he is 0 for 3, and the pitch on the way to Ben. Breaking ball, it's the outside corner from Rundle. Strike 1-0-1. Reds tonight at home beat the Pirates 7-5. Reds had a 5-run 4th. Aaron Harang, the winner, beat former Giant farmhand Brian Burris. Francisco Cordero, his 15th Red save. Drew Stubbs hit his 5th homer for the Reds. Ronnie Cedeno, his 4th for the Pirates. Pitch to Copeland is outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1-1. So the Reds 2nd place coming into today, a half game back of the Cardinals. That's the only National League game. So the Reds now tied for 1st place again in the NL Central with the Cards. 1 ball, 1 strike. Graham on deck, and Copeland takes a curve for a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. American League action, only 3 games in the junior circuit. Tonight in St. Petersburg, Boston beats Tampa Bay 6-1 Clay Buckholz the winner, now 6-3 for Boston. He beat Wade Davis 4-4 for the Rays. David Ortiz, Kevin Euclid homer for Boston. 1-2 pitch, and Copeland goes around at a breaking ball out of the strike zone. Strike 3, and he is out. He's now 0 for 4. First strikeout tonight for Rundles.
Number 6.
2 down, and now here's Tyler Graham. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Ortiz is 9th homer. Euclid is 10th, and Carlos Pena hit his 8th home run for Tampa Bay. Rundles, by the way, his last outing was 2 nights ago at Sacramento. Went 1 inning, 1 shutout inning, 1 hitless inning, and walked 1. Now Graham with Posey at second, and he takes low ball 1-1-0. And I realize it's 8-1 Memphis, and probably not going to happen tonight for Fresno, but still, Posey leads off with a double, and still he's at second base. 1 ball, no strikes, and Graham swing and miss at a fastball. Strike 1, 1-1. Still, the Grizzlies having a tough time getting runners over. Brad Boyer 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored, and waits on deck. White Sox win at Cleveland 7-2. John Danks, the winner, 4-3. Beat Justin Masterson, now 0-5 for the Tribe. Alex Rios hit his 9th White Sox homer. Graham takes low and in, ball 2, 2-1. Bottom of the 8th in Anaheim, it's all Toronto right now. Toronto 6 and the Angels nothing. Toronto with 6 hits, the Angels with just 2. So that is it in the Major League scoreboard tonight. Guys going to have an easy job recapping that board. The 2-1 on the way to Graham. Swung on, popped up, foul first base side. That'll reach the seats back of the Grizzly dugout. Count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again tomorrow, 12:05 first pitch. Will be on the air at 11:50 a.m. Memphis tomorrow, we'll see right-hander Brandon Dixon. Fresno counters with right-hander Joe Martinez. Outfield medium depth straight away for Graham. Infield single back in the 6th. Posey big lead at second, and Tyler takes just off the plate, ball 3. 3-2 now from Rich Rundles. Not a guy that's going to overpower you in Rundles. A lot of soft stuff. 3-2 the count. Third baseman go, tie back of the bag, not too far off the line. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Posey at second, the payoff, and Graham swings and drives one down the left field side, foul into the stands, and the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Graham, who grew up in Great Falls, Montana, but did not play high school baseball there because there is no high school baseball in Montana. It's Legion ball in the summertime. 3-2 again. Here it is, and Graham swings and a chopper past the mound, back a second to his right to Scalzo, and the ball scoots right under him into center, but Posey only gets as far as third. Now, who knows? It looked like Descalso was at least going to pick up the baseball. And again, I don't know what might have happened at third base. Maybe Steve Decker said stop here, and Posey did. I don't know. But Posey only gets as far as 30. So I will use the word certainly would have scored on that. Ball just scooted under Descalso's glove. Graham will get credit for a single. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Now here's Boyer, again 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored the lone Grizzlies run tonight, and he takes up an away ball 1-1-0. Now again, maybe Steve Decker said stay or stop. Maybe Decker thought, again, we don't know. Regardless, it's not the point. It's first and third with 2 out, and Boyer takes outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Brad Boyer. Angel Baroa waiting on deck. Redbirds 8, Grizzlies 1, bottom of the 8th. Boyer swings on a pop-up foul left side. Strike 1 toward the center of the seats. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Come on, y'all.
We mentioned that this series will be the last series of interdivision play for the first segment of 2010. 2 ball, 1 strike offering. Boyer is swinging a miss at a changeup right there, 2-2. So again, Nashville, Memphis, the teams that only come to Fresno every other year. Now we'll still have another set of teams from the center of the United States that will come here this year. That'll be in August. We'll see Iowa in Omaha. 2-2 upcoming, and Boyer takes strike 3 called. Good curve right there. It's the inside corner. And he is out. Second strikeout for Rundles. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. On to the ninth. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. 790 ESPN The News.
Grizzlies baseball on ABC 30 is sponsored by Clark Pest Control.
The California Market Buffet at Chuck Chansey is featuring succulent prime rib every Thursday night. Freshly carved prime rib, just $5.99 with your rewards card. There's no better deal around. More winners, better dining. Chuck Chansey and you, a winning combination.
We go to the ninth, and the return of Joe Patterson of the Fresno Grizzlies. The left-hander, he will bat second. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Ruben Gotay leads it off, and Patterson with that left-hand sidearm offering. This is inside, 1-0. Patterson stands 6'1", 210 pounds. 1-1 with Fresno this year. ERA at 2.08, and he slings that one up and away. Ball 2, 2-0. Patterson, 10th appearance, all out of the bullpen again. He was sent to San Jose right at the beginning of this month. He deals, and Gotay takes, slow it in now, 3-0. Patterson with the San Jose Giants, 7 games, 1 save, and certainly dominated it singly as he should. He was 1-0 with an ERA at 0.82. His 3-0 pitch, and that's a strike on the inside corner from the Oregon State alum in Patterson. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gotay, Kazana, and Pagnozzi, 6, 7, 8. Gotay 2 for 3 tonight, and the right-handed batter, switch hitter batting right-handed, takes strike 2 on the inside corner. 3-2 from Patterson, who just celebrated his 24th birthday. 3-2 pitch, and that misses up and away. Ball 4. Leadoff walk to Gotay. 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Memphis. 1 run, 8 hits, 1 error for Fresno. What's frustrating about this is here was Memphis, let's say, up 8-1 after 2 innings.
Number 23.
And as of now, the Grizzlies have held Memphis at 8 runs, where the Grizzlies certainly early in the game could have chipped away, but yeah, just like a lot of these games of late, just really haven't had big flow to it. Now here is Kazana, and he takes inside for a ball. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And Patterson, his first year at AAA, returns to the Grizzlies, deals, and that's swung on the chopper foul right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Patterson mentioned went to Oregon State, grew up in the Portland area. In fact, his one win with Fresno this year. Came in Portland, had about 70 friends and family come up to PGE Park for that ball game. Third baseman Lorman back of the bag, not too far off the line, swinging a chopper foul up along third. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. That win by Patterson was April 24th. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Hit at first base by Gotay. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball gets Kazana. And that is the first strikeout for Patterson. 1 down, and now here's Pagnozzi. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Final line on Henry Sosa, the second Fresno pitcher tonight. 3 hitless and scoreless innings. He walked 3, struck out 3. Osiris Matos went 1 perfect inning, all zeros. So now Pagnozzi, he's 0 for 4, and he swings and lines this one on in the right center field, a base hit. Over to his left to get the ball is Graham. Up to second base, standing up there is Gotay. And Pagnozzi, sure a big relief to get on the board after not only was he 0 for 4, but he had struck out 3 times. So he's now 1 for 5 tonight. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. And now it looks like we're going to have a pitch hitter for Rundles. And it's going to be the Colombian native, Donovan Solano.
Donovan Solano.
So Solano to pinch hit for Rundles, I should say. Memphis 8, Fresno 1. So Rundles tonight ends up working 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 2. The pitch on the way to Solano is a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Donovan Solano, 171 this year, no homers, 6 runs batted in, a utility infielder. Runners at first and second, and Solano a big swing and a miss at a curve from Patterson. Strike two, and the count is a no balls and 2 strikes. Solano appeared just once in the Sacramento series, was 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter, was his first pinch hit of the year. Guy that played a lot last year with Memphis. Swings here and hits one just foul. It's a little jam shot, just foul back of first. 0-2. Solano went to Major League Spring with St. Louis this year, and for whatever it's worth in spring training, in 24 games, hit .500, was 14 for 28. Donovan Solano, in from country of Colombia. Meanwhile, Fernando Salas, pitcher getting loose in the Memphis bullpen. Right-hander from Mexico getting loose. Solano was a non-roster invitee to spring training, and he swings and misses at a fastball. Strike two, and the count is at no balls and 2 strikes.
There's another Supercuts.
Now, let me correct that. It is strike 3. I apologize, folks. Strike 3 to Solano. My fault.
Number 44, center fielder Jim Rappaport.
Who else's fault would that be? Second strikeout for Patterson. 2 down, and now for the 6th time tonight, Memphis will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Jim Rappaport. And the pitch to Rappaport, left-handed batter, swing and a miss and a fastball strike, 1-0-1. Guess it's one of these games, Guy, where, you know what? You're glad it's a 12:05 game tomorrow. Come right back. Less than 12 hours and even up the series. Swing and a foul at the plate, 0-2. Granted, this game is not over. You know, Memphis, you're talking about big innings, and the Grizzlies obviously would need one to tie or win this game. Memphis, on their last homestand against Tacoma, had a 10-run inning, which included 3 home runs.
It can be done.
Yes, there's no clock in the game. That's what we like about baseball. Rappaport is 1 for 4 tonight, swinging a ground ball to second base, right at Brock Bond, gobbles it up, and he throws to Pill at first, and then gets Rappaport and Patterson in his first game back with Fresno since real early in the month. A shutout 9th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. Last chance for Fresno. We go to the bottom of the 9th with the score. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, 790 ESPN The News.
Number 14, shortstop, Angel Barroa.
Last chance for Fresno as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, and Fernando Salas, the new Memphis pitcher, delivers outside Angel Barroa. Ball 1-1-0. It'll be Barroa, Lorman, and then the top of the order for Bond. 9-1-2. Salas will bat 9th. 1 ball, no strikes. Salas from Mexico deals, and Barroa swings and a high fly ball to left field. Craig back on the lip of the track, underneath it, finally comes down into his glove. 1 out. And here is Ryan Lorman. Salas' 18th appearance all out of the bullpen. He has 6 saves. In fact, he's 6 for 6 in save opportunities, but all those games in Sacramento were blowouts and not really a chance for him to get in an area where he normally would. So needs to get some work in. ERA is at 3.78. Now Lorman, who struck out swinging in the 7th, stands in. Facing Fernando Salas, and the pitch to Lorman, high ball, 1-1-0. Salas, been a while since he's worked. You talk about not getting much opportunity. He only was in 1 game at Sacramento, 1 inning, 1 perfect inning. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a foul to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Salas spending last season both AA Springfield and AAA Memphis. Fernando Salas was 3-2 with an ERA at 3.67 in 24 games last year for the Redbirds. 1-1 on the way, found on the screen by Lorman, 1-2. Salas, you know what he has in common with former Indian and Ranger shortstop Toby Hara, and also Salas has something in common with former Giant pitcher Rob Nen. You know what it is? 1 ball, 2 strike pitch, and Lorman takes a curve at the knee. Strike 3 called. Second time tonight he has struck out. 2 down. Fresno down to its last out. And now for the 5th time tonight, Fresno will go to the top of its order for the second baseman, Brock Bond.
Does he have anything in common with Cameron Lowe, Nashville pitcher?
No.
Okay. So it's not a snake.
No.
That's all I got.
Fernando Salas, Toby Hare, and Rob Nin all have palindromic last names. Here is Brock Bond, and he takes low and in, ball 1, 1-0.
How did I miss that?
Salas, capital S-A-L-A-S. Backwards, capital, I guess you don't start with a capital backwards, but backwards S-A-L-A-S. The 1-0 pitch, and that's outside 2-0. Pitcher spot on deck. Joe Borchard would hit for Patterson. 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors for Memphis. 1 run, 8 hits, 1 error for Fresno. All Memphis tonight, all Memphis from the start. 3 in the first, 5 in the second. The 2-0 on the way to Bond. Up and away now, 3-0. So again, tomorrow, 11:50 a.m. pregame, 12:05 first pitch. Third baseman go, tie back of the bag, well off the line. Outfield well around to the left, and the 3-0 from Salas, and that's down the middle, strike 1, 3-1. From Fernando Salas, who's never been to the big leagues. At the end of this month, he'll turn 25. From Huatabampo, Mexico. The 3-ball, 1-strike pitch to Bond, up and away, ball 4. So he walks for the third time tonight, and now Joe Borchard will pinch hit.
Doug, today's press box food provided by Pomani's Italian Delicatessen. The Fresno Grizzlies would like to thank Pomani's from treating those of us in the press box to a delicious meal. The press box, always a buzz on a Monday when Pomani's comes to the yard.
Well, Borchard, as it turns out, still has played in every game for the Grizzlies this year. He'll pinch hit here, 322, 7 homers, 30 RBI. Switch hitter bats left-handed, and he takes outside, ball 1, 1-0. Joe Patterson tonight in his first game back with Fresno in almost a month. 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. A 1-0 to Borchard outside for a ball, ball 2. And the count is a 2 balls and no strikes. Now, to the best of my knowledge, Fernando Salas and Rob Nin don't own snakes. Now, I could be wrong, but always fun to see a palindromic name.
I wish they would leave the last letter as a capitalized letter.
Well, just to drive the point home that it's
Yeah.
a palindrome. Now, why isn't the word palindrome
A palindrome.
a palindrome?
Good question.
I mean, how did the word palindrome
That's
become
English.
such? 2-ball, no strike pitch, and Borchard looks outside. Ball 3, and the count is a 3 balls and no strikes. Memphis 8, Fresno 1, 2 out, bottom of the 9th. Bond at first, Howard the first baseman paying no attention to him. The 3-0, and Borchard looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. 3-1 again tomorrow for Memphis. Right-hander Brandon Dixon. Fresno counters the right-hander Joe Martinez. Been a long time since the Grizzlies have lost game 1 of a series. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the kick and the pitch, and Borchard swings a fly ball left field. This should do it. Craig in and to his right makes the catch, and the ball game is over. And Memphis tonight, good pitching, good hitting, and they win this one 8-1 over Fresno. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. Final score tonight, Memphis 8, Fresno 1. Back with the final totals in a moment on 790 ESPN. The Deuce.